This is Bruce Buffer, and this is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time for the MMA-Holes!
Mixed martial a-holes. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes. You like to be a mixed martial a-hole. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes.
No way.
From the Aunts and Uncle Studios of Arizona, UFC Fight Week back 2021. McGregor's gonna finish Poirier in 60 seconds. Holy smokes, we have MMA news and the mighty James Lynch with the MMA-Holes. Yeah, baby. Wonderful, wonderful. We're in our new studio. Look, Connor's dancing behind me, Jesse. Look at that. He's like, look at me go. Look at me go. 60 seconds. Yeah. All right. We're going to be partying tonight for a swole, sexy hour unless you save the show. And we have a spectacular guest in our new guest room. His name is the immortal, not Matt Brown, James Lynch. James Lynch, welcome to the stream. How are you tonight?
I am awesome. I'm wonderful, wonderful. Thanks for having me here, guys. Big fan of the show. Really happy to be on here and talk some MMA with you guys for the next hour and the chat as well. I know you guys have a big community here, so really happy to be a part of that here tonight.
Well, listen, it's a pleasure to have you on. We've known of the James Lynch for a long time. Actually, I'm going to start this off how it's actually a funny story. I don't know if you remember a man named COLBY from Kobe's Corner. Okay, so I think he's dead, by the way. Do you know if he?
He's not dead.
Yeah, I think he overdosed.
I haven't heard a thing about him. I just know the last I talked to him was that he was having that whole issue with the guy from MMA Mania, and then that was like the last I ever heard of him. And then I don't know what happened. He was doing an NBA channel and he vanished.
Yeah,
I don't know. TJ Laramie, the UFC fighter, he might know where he is because he's also from Windsor.
It's funny. I asked Jason Knight too because I know they used to do a little podcast together, and I was like, "What happened to Kobe? Where'd he go?" And he had no clue. And I was like, what's going on? I used to call this guy up. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is James Lynch. He's the mighty James Lynch. He's an MMA extraordinaire. Look at his background, by the way. It's pretty wonderful, wonderful, Jess. What do you think?
It is wonderful, wonderful.
Right?
Very
How long did it take to put all those pictures up over there?
Not that long, actually. I just kept posters. I used to go when I was in like university. I used to go to like, like the pub to watch a fight, and they'd always get rid of the posters at the end of the night. And I just asked them like, hey, rather than throwing them in the garbage, give them to me. And then over the years, I just kind of updated them as well. So some of these ones are a little bit more recent, but I did a little bit of hunting on eBay and a few other places. And yeah, just trying to. I got to switch it up soon because I can't just keep the same background all the time. Got to have some variety in there.
Absolutely, so. It looks pretty good. I noticed the setup looks great. The microphone, the camera. You got a brand new camera as well. Looks great.
That's right. The year of the upgrade. I leveled up, man. That's been the goal. Since I went back to freelance in July, it's been all about trying to give the people the best content possible. And to be honest, you guys were an inspiration as well because you guys have always had really high quality stuff in terms of the camera and all that. So just trying to get on everyone's level. You know what I mean? Like, I just production's important. I think it's one of those things a lot of content creators should look into and try and just invest the time and the money into it.
Well, I tell you what, you're doing a great job, but let's talk about this Kobe real quick. Let's get this out of the way. It's the elephant in the room.
I know. We got to figure this out. This is the mystery. We need Scooby-Doo or someone to help figure this one out.
I was on the phone with this guy multiple times. He's crushing drugs in the background. I'm like, what's going on?
He's...
this guy. So let me tell you this story real quick, and then we'll move on to the good stuff over here, okay?
Yeah.
Kobe's Corner, okay? He would constantly call me up with drama, right? Constantly call me up with drama. And some of the drama, he said you were part of. And I was like, wait, hold on a second here. I'm like, James seems like he's okay. And the reason why we haven't even reached out for a collaboration for many years is because Kobe used to chirp into my ear like the type of person you are. So I'm like, let me watch this James Lynch for a little while. Let me check out what he's doing. You're nothing like what Kobe said about him.
Yeah.
So What? Tell me some secrets about Colby, because I honestly think he died. I think he overdosed.
He's not dead. I think he went to rehab.
Bunch of hookers, cocaine, done, dead.
I don't think he's dead.
All right, tell me your side.
I'll tell you exactly what happened from my end. And I got no reason to lie here. The guy's not even in the MMA scene anymore, as far as I know. But I literally was like telling him, I'm like, dude, you got to get over this whole Flying Brian thing. That was the guy that I think stole his breakdown from MMA Mania. And I told him, like, dude, like, you got to let this go. It was like the guy who, the girlfriend breaks up with him and he's just holding on to that like a grudge forever. And that's what it felt like. And I kept telling him, like, dude, you're doing no good to yourself. Find a way to get better. And I think part of it too, to be honest, is that, there was people that were making money in this industry. I was at the time, making money on the side. I had a day job at the time, I think, when I was talking to him, but I was still making money doing my content. And I think he was having a hard time figuring that out. Remember, he tried to do the Patreon thing. He tried to do some other stuff and it just wasn't going well. And I think, anything that he said bad about me, I'm assuming is because it didn't really work out for him. So he's kind of deflecting a little bit. But honestly, I can tell you the guy's just like, I got no reason to lie. Like, I tried to help the guy. I talked to him on the phone multiple times. I even sent him a program from the TKO card when TJ Laramie fought him there, because they're good buddies. And I said, here, I got an extra one. I'll send it to you. Like, I'm sure he left that part out of the story, but it's just one of those things where some people just don't want to hear, the truth. And I tried to be good about it, but he thought that I was trying to talk down to him, but that's not what I was doing. I was telling him, like, look, dude, you got to let this go. You got to move on. And then, I saw he was doing the NBA channel, and then he just vanished. And it was one of those things where I was like, I just didn't really see any point in trying to, reach out to him anymore.
So strange.
I can kind of believe your story simply because when I first was introduced into the whole scene, he didn't like me either.
Hated her.
He couldn't stand me.
Couldn't stand her. He's like, that stupid bitch doesn't know what she's talking about. And it's true. But still, now you know what you're talking about, right? Yeah. Anyway, let's move on from that. So that's the reason why we didn't reach out for the longest time, because I'm saying to myself, is he telling the truth? Is he not? And then I see what you're doing. You seem like a freaking good dude. Like, I mean, you're killing it right now in the scene. You got all these great interviews. How did you get started in MMA media?
It's a very long journey. I'll give you the Coles notes because we only got an hour. But basically, I wanted to be a hockey broadcaster like pretty much everyone in Canada, right? Like, hockey's huge here. That was always the goal, to be a hockey journalist, reporter, whatever you want to do. Fast forward to university. I'm flipping through the channels. I'm seeing this guy break down a door on this reality show. I'm like, what the hell is this? Well, it was Chris Liebman, first season of The Ultimate Fighter, when he's trying to get at Josh Koscheck for spraying water on him. I got hooked on The Ultimate Fighter. I was what they called back in the day a tough noob. So I got into The Ultimate Fighter, was hooked, started watching every UFC event, and then
I think we're losing. We're cutting out. Hold on. I think we're losing.
Uh-oh, Barbara.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
And these other people, too, as well, that were like,
I'm sorry.
Mauro was there at the time when I started, so...
No, I'm sorry. It broke up a little bit over there. So if you could just...
Oh, no worries. Yeah, just repeat what I said. So basically, around like 2008, I was living in Toronto, ended up interning at Fight Network, which used to be a network that used to cover MMA, but now they do more like pro wrestling stuff. But I started there. I worked there as an editor, worked my way up to like a producer. Wasn't making a lot of money, switched jobs, went to another day job, but still kept doing MMA on the side. First job I ever got like paid freelance wise was actually with a site called MMA Oddsbreaker. And that's when I started doing the video interviews, because when I started there, Frank Trigg was there as well, and he was doing video interviews. And so I said, you know what? I'm not going to do all UFC fighters. I'll do like regional prospects and do a couple UFC fighters so Frank and I don't overlap. And that ended up being a good strategy, because a lot of the fighters I talked to back in the day are now in the UFC. So I just grinded at that. Was doing that on the side, got picked up by Flow Combat, and then fast forward to October 2017, was going to become a dad. I knew I couldn't do both because I had the day job and I was doing this on the side. So I told my wife, I said, look, I don't think I can do a day job and not do this anymore. So we both made the decision. I was going to quit my day job. I did that back in October of 2017, went freelance, basically just got on with a bunch of different sites along with MMA Oddsbreaker and Flow Combat. And then I've been doing that up until May of 2019. The Score hired me as their senior news editor, did that for about a year. They got rid of my position in June, ended up going back to freelance in July, and couldn't be happier. Honestly, super happy. And so now I work for like 12 different outlets. Wow. That's how I make my living. I get paid per content. So that's basically how I got into it and where I'm at right now.
That's an awesome story right there. I hate MMA media, but I kind of like you, James. You're an all right guy. You're a hustler, but you're your own man. These other journalists out there, they seem like they're just like sluts. Like, I don't know how to say this, Jesse. What's a nice way to say it? But Bunch
Why are
of
you talking like this?
Cunty sluts. I don't like them. I don't like anyone in MMA media, but I got to say this. I like you, James. You have that swag about you. You don't really get involved in all the other bullshit, and you deliver content quickly. I like that.
Well, I appreciate that. I should put that on my resume, everything you just said there. But I honestly, like, there's a handful of good media members. I can vouch for some of them. There's Mike Heck over at MMA Fighting. Love that guy. Super happy to see the position he's got. He's killing it over there. Submission Radio. Some of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Great drinking buddies on the road if you ever go to an event. Super awesome guys there. There's a handful of them. But I'll tell you what bothers me, and I kind of agree with you with the media, because there's a lot of media out there. I find they're just really pretentious, sort of above the fray. I know everything. I'm going to, talk like down to fighters. I don't do that shit. I don't even put politics on my timeline. I just put my content up, give the odd opinion here and there, and I just sort of go back to work and put my head down, because I just think there's too many people here who want to talk about how the sport should be done, and I just stay out of that. I like to think of I'm a man of the people, so for you to say that, it's awesome, because that's the vibe I want to give off. I want to be able to go out for a beer with someone if they're watching my show. I don't want to tell people how much I know about a certain fight and how I'm the smartest guy in the room. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people like that in this industry, and it drives me nuts too.
Yeah, it's funny. The first person we attacked was Luke Thomas, of course. Like I'm like, who are we gonna go to? Let's go after the 6'5" ogre guy. So we attacked him, and listen, we deserved everything we got, from going after him. But then he wound up being like a really cool dude. So I was like, all right, this guy's cool. We had a couple of beers, everything's fine. We crashed a couple of his events. He finally got on our show for a little bit. And I was like, all right, everything's cool. And then all of a sudden, he became a complete super cunt. Blocked us on Instagram. I don't even know what the fuck we did to the guy. I have no idea what we did to him.
Yeah.
He is such a phony fuck. What do you think about Luke Thomas?
Luke Thomas, I'll say this. I always have love for Luke in the sense that he's an Alex Ovechkin fan. I'm a huge hockey fan, so we have that in common. But I don't like a lot of the politics stuff that he throws out there, kind of smartest guy in the room type stuff. I don't follow Luke on Twitter because I find a lot of his takes just kind of unbearable, to be honest. I think his content's good. He's certainly paved the way for a lot of people, including myself. He's one of the few people that has created content and got a full-time job out of it with Showtime, and I'll give him credit for that. He deserves everything he gets from that perspective. His politics, his takes, and all that, I find they're a little off, and I think he talks down to a lot of people, which I don't like either. So I'm kind of like, I don't like that. Like, just because you don't agree with someone doesn't mean like, oh, you must be an idiot. Like, no. There's a lot of cool people in this industry. There's a lot of cool people that watch the sport. You don't agree with someone, you don't have to be rude to them. That's kind of my take. And I get it. He gets a lot of shit, but at the same time, he puts it out there. He's, there's you give what you take, so to speak. Credit
to him for building his brand and his name. I have nothing against that. Listen, I wish him nothing but the best when it comes to that. But he's a Karen. Let's be honest. He's a fat fingered Karen with a hot dog bottom lip. Okay. ARIEL HELWANI, by the way, I met a couple of times. Super nice guy. That guy was so complimentary. Vox was so up our ass. Because I
remember you did the thumbnails, the not MMA hour with the mask. That was hilarious, by the way. I don't know why they flagged you for that. That was a good joke.
Yeah, and ARIEL gave us the respect, and even though we were attacking, we still call this the MMA-Holes hour. Like, we're still doing it, just making fun of him. But ARIEL was super cool and super supportive, so he's one of the good guys out there. Anyway, let's move on here. Let's get into some MMA, right? A lot of drama we're talking about. But you got a guy named Conor McGregor that's fighting in 2 weeks. Okay, I know there's a big fight this weekend. We'll get to that. But Conor McGregor saying that he's going to take out Dustin Poirier in 60 seconds. How do you feel about that?
I don't think it'll be 60 seconds. I think it's interesting because, I do the pros picks videos. A lot of the pros actually like Poirier in this fight, and they cite a lot of decent reasons where, Poirier's been more active. And, a lot of people say, oh, Dustin only fought once last year and so did Conor. But if you look at since 2015, Poirier's, I think, fought almost 11 times. McGregor's only fought 3. And I think if you include the Mayweather fight in there as well, it hasn't been a lot. But I think it's going to be a much different fight. People always cite the fight that happened a couple years ago, but Poirier, a lot younger. I think Conor definitely got in his head. You could see it at the weigh-ins. You could see his whole demeanor. Poirier was uncomfortable before he even went into that fight. And then add in the fact that it's at 45, you're cutting more weight, you're more susceptible to the knockout. I think it was just a recipe for disaster for Poirier. Not even that, but Poirier also had only been a couple fights in at American Top Team. Now he's a vet there. He's one of the leaders at American Top Team. So I think this time around, you're going to see a much more calculated Poirier. Now, the thing that obviously concerns me, like with everyone else, Poirier does get hit a lot, and you can't take shots like that from a Conor McGregor and expect to stay standing. But I think Conor will win, but I think Poirier will make it a little bit more interesting than people are giving him credit for, just because of the fact he's been more active, had some good wins in there. People want to discredit those wins. Holloway's a good win. Dan Hooker's a good win. Justin Gaethje's a good win. Can't take that away from him. So I think I'll pick Conor, and I think Conor probably knocks him out, but I don't think it's going to be in 60 seconds. That's a lot of promotion right there from Conor.
What do you think about the cardio problem that a lot of people are talking about here with Conor McGregor. Do you think it's a legit thing, or it just so happened to be, last couple of fights, it just was a storyline here? It looks like the man is really in spectacular shape right now. You have to think he's starting to fix those things. Do you think this is going to be something that arises again?
It could be. The problem is the way Conor fights, right? Like he goes out there to kill you early on, and he's very, he's throwing heavy. So that is going to wear you out a little bit more than say someone who's a bit more of a tactician in that regard. I think that his cardio's got to be up to par. He's got to be looking at that Khabib fight and seeing how tired he got. And granted, it's Khabib, one of the best in the world, but I think he's got to note that, and also have to note that Dustin's been in those wars, those 5-round wars, so his cardio's on point. McGregor's got to match that if he can't go out there and finish Poirier early. So I think you'll see improved cardio, but I think it's tough to say, right? Because is it a case of him overexerting himself, or does he really have bad cardio? He's been off for a while. You would think he's fixed that a little bit.
Now, I think, like you said before, I think Dustin is a live dog. I do believe that a lot of people are counting out Dustin, including myself. I'm a big Conor guy, so, of course I'm going to ride that train. But I understand the logic in the argument of people saying that Dustin Poirier is going to go there. He's going to – he's got freaking American Top Team, for God's sakes. He's got coaches that know what they're doing, and they're going to, revamp and get things going here for the rematch. My problem with Dustin Poirier is I still think his mind is still weak. I still think that this man, even though he's a game fighter, when it comes to certain situations, when it comes to the boogeyman like Conor McGregor, I feel that's the biggest problem right now. Even though Conor's not talking shit, I think that's even getting into his head more. I watched his interview with Theo Von, who is a complete knucklehead. That guy is. Does he have CTE, Theo? Like, what's up with Theo Von?
I think he's just.
But that question where he asked Poirier about, or would you ever kill him? I thought, just Poirier's reaction, he didn't know how to react. That was pretty funny, though. You have to admit.
Yeah, maybe Theo was trying to be funny, or he's just got mule kicked or something. I don't know what happened to Theo Von, but anyway, yeah, Poirier's reaction was like, "What? Yeah, I guess. What? I don't know." There's something watching Poirier's interviews, and have you had the pleasure of talking to Dustin?
I have. I didn't get to talk to him before this fight, but I did talk to him before the Dan Hooker fight last year. Here's my take on Poirier. I think that gets a little construed a little bit. I think Poirier, he's not very articulate, and I think that sometimes comes across as not confident. He's not a guy that's going to go out there and self-promote or talk trash or anything like that. He's just a very normal guy, and I think we're used to seeing, big fights like this where the guy talks a lot of trash, and Poirier's just not like that. And my sort of takeaway from that is just that Poirier's not very good with his words, and I don't think that's an issue of him being not confident. I think that he's just not very articulate. I think that can sometimes gets confused. That's my take on it. And by the way, before I forget, I do have a good Theo Von story for you guys if you guys want to hear it after we talk about this fight, or whenever. I can tell it whenever.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
All right. So a couple years ago, my wife and I are doing a road trip from California to Vegas, and we stop in Hollywood and we go to the Comedy Store, and I tell my wife Theo Von's going to be there. Here's a little hint for you guys, not now with COVID, but if you would go on like a Tuesday night, there's always like huge names that go there because they got to work out material, and it's a cheap night. You pay like $5, you can watch as many comics as you want. Anyways, Theo Von was on the lineup, as was a lot of other really good comics as well. So I'm hyping Theo up because I remember Theo from back when he was on Road Rules, like way back in the day on MTV, like or The Challenge or any of those shows. And like I was like, this is cool. I'm gonna get to see Theo Von. He goes out there and he absolutely bombs. He goes off, he starts doing this routine about, some falcon thing. Like if a falcon dies, there's like a signal that you can get, or some app you can get that shows if a falcon's died. And he's just going off and he's not making any sense. And my wife kind of looks at me like, this is what we didn't come specifically for him, but I was hyping him up. I was like trying to say like this, he's going to be good. We got to tune into him, but he was awful. He didn't make any sense. We didn't understand. So anyways, that happens. I find out later that Theo Von was on Joey Diaz's podcast right before he went out, and Joey Diaz gave him some magic mushrooms, and that's why he was so shit that night. So I had to explain that to my wife. I was like, oh, this makes sense, because I couldn't figure it out. How is this guy who's like a pretty good comedian so terrible and he wasn't making any sense? That's why Joey Diaz. So props to Matt Flavor.
I saw someone in the community was saying that Theo Von, apparently he had some big problems when it came to substance abuse. I don't know how true that is, but
I believe it.
You think so?
I believe it too. Just that industry.
He sounds like someone he has
brain damage. But I don't know. Listen, everyone's got their guy. Theo Von's definitely. I like Bill Burr. Like Bill Burr literally has me in tears. But Theo Von, I don't know. It's just not my cup of tea. But everyone's got their thing when it comes to comedians. And I mean, what do you think about Brendan Schaub? I mean,
Brennan's just one of those people where, I mean, it's weird that he has such a big platform, but I feel like the majority of people just don't like him. They don't like his takes and all that. You know, I don't watch a lot of his stuff, to be honest. A lot of the stuff that comes on my radar is stuff that people are clipping out where he makes a mistake. So I don't know. It's very, I'll give him props. I mean, good for him for leaving fighting and making a career for himself in the comedy world and with his podcast. I mean, that's tough to do, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think a lot of people really take him seriously. Maybe I'm wrong here, but that's just sort of feels like every time I see something with Schaub, it's something he's screwed up on.
Yeah, I think it's a stereotype though. I have to be perfectly honest. Like, I'm not the biggest Brendan Schaub fan either, but I do feel that because the MMA community has gone so harsh on him for so long, that now it's just like it's the thing to not like Brendan Schaub. You know?
No, I listen, I respect the guy. He was a former UFC fighter. That's more than I'll ever be when it comes to this sport. We're two knuckleheads just sitting here making fun of people. But Brendan Schaub, a legitimate athlete, not between the ears, doesn't seem like the most intelligent, but yet he's super successful. So how, like, I can't shit on the guy for being success. I mean, the guy's successful, so I got to hats off to him for that. It's just bizarre, like these situations and who he surrounds himself with when it comes to like these touchy-feely comics and I don't know. It's just a bizarre dynamic. The guy's loopy, but hey, congratulations, you're doing your thing. When it comes to his predictions and all that stuff, who gives a fuck? Like, I don't get people like shitting on him because he likes Conor or whatever. He's a fan, like who gives a fuck what he said? Like, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. People take it so serious. Like, it doesn't matter. You have your opinion. I have my opinion. If you don't like it, you don't listen.
It gets back to the media thing, though, doesn't it? Like, where all these guys are like looking at Schaub and they're like, I can't believe he's an analyst. It's like, well, then don't watch it. Like, no one's forcing. That's the thing that drives me nuts about a lot of these people. It's like, you don't have to watch the content. It's not like Showtime's on regular cable and you have to see him all the time. Like, you're choosing to watch him and bitch about it. It's like, come on, guys. Like, just don't watch it then. That's my advice. I find that very tiresome as well.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's kind of the same concept with MMA Twitter too. MMA Twitter's full of people who, like, they don't agree with what you have to say, but they're going to make sure you know that they don't agree with what you have to say, and it turns into a whole thing.
Yeah, why are fans... listen, MMA fans are probably the most passionate fans out there, so credit to them for that. But why do MMA fans legit get angry? Like, what makes them so mad? Like they just get so fired up. Like say, for instance, if you're a Khabib fan and you don't like McChicken, McNuggets, or whatever the hell it is, why do you have to, like, every opportunity that you get, you have to just fire away and just go for it? Why do you think MMA fans are so fucking angry?
Because it's easy to get consumed on social media. That's honestly, like, you see some of the people on there, they're on there 24/7. I mean, I'm on my phone, I'm checking news and stuff, but there's people that, like, that's legit. Their social life is going on there, talking to people, whatever. Nothing wrong with that, but sometimes people get a little too consumed. And with MMA, like, there's no off season. There's cards every weekend. Like, if you want to be an MMA fan and find people that are into it, you'll find people, watching Japanese cards at 2 a.m. Like, as a dad, as a family guy, I have to separate that every now and then. I try and make sure my phone's off at a certain time, or I'll go outside, or I'll go play golf, I'll do other stuff, because, like, it's just easy to get consumed by it. And I feel like people get so obsessed with it, like, over every little detail. Like, I'll say one thing wrong on my stream and they're like, you idiot. And it's like, I'm asked it on the spot. Like, sometimes I'm just picking stuff off of memory, and it's like people like act like you're asking them to donate a kidney. Like, it's crazy, So I think a lot of that is just people being just too obsessed with it and too immersed in it. And I think that's a larger problem with social media, where people, like, if you watch A Social Dilemma on Netflix, a pure example, like, it sucks you in, and then you just keep going, and you want to just, be part of something. But I urge people, Twitter's great. I love it. I definitely post all my content on there, but you got to separate yourself out every now and then. I know we're in COVID times, but still, go do other stuff. Have other hobbies. That's my suggestion.
Absolutely. Now we're live with James Lynch. It's at Lynch on Sports. You see it right above his head over there. Go give him a follow. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel as well. You do a great job with your YouTube channel. The Pros Picks is something that really stands out. You have some of the top tier fighters out there. I got to say, okay, I got to ask you this, because if anyone to ask about something like this, it's you. How do you get these fighters in your good graces? Now, I understand, like, we are assholes over here. So when we slide into DMs or talk to management teams or whatever like that, a lot of times we'll get the cold shoulder. How do you have such a great relationship with all these fighters?
I think it's honestly just a respect thing. Like, you sort of work your way up and you sort of have a reputation. Like, a lot of people feel like it's the outlet you work for that's going to get you an interview. And certainly there are outlets that get big interviews. I mean, I can name a handful of outlets that get handed interviews, but I have more respect for the people in the industry that actually hustle and build those relationships and get those, good interviews themselves, whether it's through management or for the fighters themselves or whatever. For me, it's been, like I said, I interviewed a ton of regional fighters back in the day that now are, big time. So that's, there's certain fighters where I can just message them directly. It's all good. I don't even need to go through the manager. There's other fighters where I've done a ton of work with either their teammates or their management or whatever, that you just sort of have that reputation where, sometimes, you just, it's an easy in as far as getting an interview. And sometimes you just have to ask around. This is a piece of advice I give a lot of people. Like, if you see someone doing an interview, ask them how they got that interview, because sometimes it's a little bit interesting. For example, Amanda Hebas, who I got last week, you'd think like, hey, maybe send her a message on Instagram or whatever. I had to go through her father. This is something I found out. Her father's on Instagram, ended up getting in touch with him. He's the one who's doing her interview. So I ended up getting the interview through him. Little industry secret there. But that's like what you have to do, is just kind of figuring out who's interviewing who, figure out how they got them. And that's why it's just important to just be nice to everyone. Like,
sure.
A lot of the media members I'm pretty cool with for the most part. Like, we're all pretty much like, I would look at it as like we're trying to help each other out. Like, I helped someone get a Joanne and Jacek interview like last week, and like they were super grateful for it. And then conversely, they helped me out with some other contact information. But what it really comes down to, like I said, is reputation. Because if you know you're going to get a good interview, if you know you're going to get an interview that's not going to be the typical, questions or whatever, like I try and ask some other stuff. Like, I do the pros picks, I do some other stuff that they're going to get that they're not going to have in other interviews. I think that's what it comes down to. If you're going to get a good interview out of the media member, they're going to keep coming back to you. And it's just, reputation is so huge because, and trust me, I still get managers who don't reply back to me or fighters who don't get back to me. It happens. You can't take it personally. You got to move on to the next one. And I think the biggest thing, like I said, is just, being respectful, being cool, promote the interview, just do those little things that are really going to make you stand out and make people want to do more interviews with you. Hope I answered that. It was kind of a long-winded answer.
That's great advice. We have a young prospect in the live chat right now. His name is Justin Jr. I'm not sure if he's harassed you.
Love Justin Jr. I love what that kid's doing. He interviewed Diego Sanchez the other day. How cool is that?
That kid is a phenom. He's only 13 years old, and he is relentless. He's definitely going to do something big in the future for sure. He's already doing something big. Yeah. So he says he
hustles. He hustles. That's the key thing. Like, if you want to be consistent, if you're watching this and you want to get into the media scene, just be consistent with your content. If it's one piece of content a week, that's better than doing 6 pieces of content and then taking off for 4 months. I think that the key is consistency. It's trying to stand out. It's tough. Trust me, it's tough to find your lane in the industry, but I think if you just be with it, be consistent. Justin's a hustler. You can tell just by the way he does. The guy's messaging me like every day, and I love that. I think that's good. That's what you got to do. You got to stand out, and you got to really work hard, and I think you'll have that respect. And look, we talked about people in the media I don't like. There's people I don't like, but I respect their hustle. I can understand that. And then there's people who, I don't respect, and they don't hustle, and I don't respect them. So that's another story. But in general, I think if you hustle, if you're putting the time in, if you're putting out good content, if you're being unique, I got respect for you, and I think a lot of other people feel the same way.
Okay, give me a fighter that you can't stand interviewing. What's the guy or gal? You got to give me one name. I can't let you go.
I'm trying to think of a fighter. You know what? Most are pretty good. I actually like an interview that's like, I'll give you an example. This isn't like someone that like I can't stand, but like Hannah Cyphers. I don't know if you've ever seen her interviews. She's absolutely shy. Terrible. Like, she would rather fight 2 times in one night than do an interview. That's how it is. But I love interviews like that because you got to think outside the box. You got to be on your feet. Like, I can't just ask her the regular fight stuff. I got to get into other stuff so I can get something out of her. So that's one that I know that didn't really answer your question, but that's one that like I enjoy the challenge of an interview. As far as like a bad I'm just trying to think. I honestly don't get a lot of bad interviews, and if I do have one, it's just like you gotta. To me, that's on you. If you're interviewing someone and they're giving you one-word answers, like here's an example. Stipe outside of interviews is a character. He's a great guy. I wish more people could see that side of Stipe. When he does interviews, sometimes he's a little tense up. Even with me, I've interviewed Stipe for years, and sometimes he's still giving me the yes or no answers. He can be a little bit difficult, but that's where a good interviewer will come in and think outside the box and check their Instagram and find their interests and try and dig into other stuff that isn't interesting. Rory McDonald, not a great interview. People might not know that, but like I remember one year I was talking to him about ATVing because that's something that he found interesting as opposed to talking about, Robbie Lawler or something, right? So that's you got to find that balance if you're doing the interview.
Is there ever a fighter that you didn't get along with?
I've had fighters get mad at me. Joaquin Buckley is not a fan of me because I interviewed Kraus, and Kraus talked very badly about him, and that sort of created the whole rivalry. But like again, I just asked the question to him. I said, "Hey man, what's this whole thing with Buckley?" And he went off on it. And then I tried to get Buckley's side of it, and he's like, "No, I'm good." So like obviously, like I don't think he like hates me, but he wouldn't do an interview with me. I had a whole thing a couple months ago not months ago, but a couple years ago with Megan Anderson, where on a live chat. I'll tell you the story. I don't mind because it's sort of been squashed at this point.
Anderson.
No. Here's what happened. And I've been cool with Megan for a while. I interviewed Megan before she was in Invicta. Like, that's how long we go back. What had happened was I was on a podcast doing my live stream, and someone asked me about the Spencer and Anderson fight, and they were like, do you feel like Felicia Spencer is too overrated? And I didn't use my words very good. I said, no, I think if anything, Megan's a bit overrated here because of the fact that, when she fought Holmes, she didn't look in her element. She was completely outclassed or whatever. So someone took that little snippet, went back to Megan. Megan then went on her show and said that I sent she does like she used to do that show with Laura Sanko. They used to do mean tweets, right?
Yeah.
So she read on air that it was a mean tweet, which it wasn't. It was something I said on a podcast and someone took it out of context. So the whole thing blew up. Megan got really mad at me. I ended up having to call her and I was like, look, like, I'm sorry I shouldn't have used that wording, but like, I wasn't trying to be like, I certainly feel like I wasn't like tweeting you or like telling you were bad. I would never do that. I don't bash fighters at all. I'm very conscious about that, but could have used better wording there. It was just like a little thing that I said, and that's why I'm a little bit more careful what I say on live streams. But as far as I know, we're good now. But that was something that I had to do a bit of damage control. And then all of her fans came after me because she tweeted at me and all this stuff, and it was a disaster. But we're good now. We're good.
How bad is she going to get beat by Amanda Nunes? Be honest.
I think, you know what, I'll say this, and I'm not even saying this from what I just said, but I think it's an interesting matchup because Megan's a striker, right? It's not like Felicia Spencer where she'd have to take the fight to the ground. That was her only path to victory. With Megan, if she stands and trades, I mean, there is a chance she could maybe hit Nunes. We'll see what happens. But obviously, I mean, Nunes is a favorite for a reason. We're almost getting to boxing odds with that fight. I think, look, anything can happen in a fight.
James,
we've seen that time and time again.
I will chew my arm off and beat myself in the head if Megan Anderson beats Amanda Nunes. There is no possible way. I can't see it happening. I even, I don't know.
But
she's optimistic. I am not.
But you speak as if Nunes is going to just run over Anderson.
She's going to hurt her.
I don't think she's going to get run over. I believe, I'm kind of with you. I think it's an interesting matchup. I think it's going to be fun to watch. I think Megan Anderson's going to kind of, maybe not give her a run for her money, but at least you put in a little more effort than what people are assuming.
No shot.
I don't know.
It's the style matchup, but I will like to kind of agree with both of you there. Like, I think the style matchup is interesting because Megan's a striker. Like, had she been like a ground, specialist where you can't get Nunes there's like 0% chance. But with the stand-up fight, there's a small chance there. Yeah. But at the same time, huge gap in experience. I mean, we're talking about Nunes who's fought everyone.
Sure.
Megan's had a couple UFC fights, and the one fight she did have that was a little bit of a step, like an actual notable opponent was Holly. And granted, that was her debut, but she got dominated in that fight. I mean, there's no other way to look at it, right?
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I think I feel like we're going to see something special with that fight.
Well, they need to, because I think that division's done. If Nunes beats Anderson, that's it. I think they're going to close the division.
100%.
Exactly. There's nothing else left. So, or you have Kayla Harris with.
No, Kayla Harrison wants to fight Cyborg now. Like, they want to fight each other in PFL now.
I would like that.
Yeah.
Kayla Harrison's got to they got to slip her into the UFC if she can make the weight. Yeah. Anyway, let's. I want to ask you about Israel Adesanya. Adesanya. You've interviewed him a couple of times too. Am I not mistaken?
A lot, yeah. Actually, him and I, just again, I think it was like after. I think it was before the Vettori fight was when I started interviewing him. Great guy, great interview. Really open. I love. You know what? You won't find a UFC champion as honest and open as he is. Maybe a little bit too honest, but yeah, he's great. I've been a big Izzy fan for a while. In terms of his personality, a lot of people don't like him. All this stuff, but you need a personality as a champion. I think it's good for the sport.
Yeah, he's a weirdo, but at the same time, he seems like a freaking really nice dude. He's a weird fighter because I wasn't on board in the beginning because I was like, I think he's a little overhyped. She was on board right away. I was completely wrong about Izzy, and now I have nothing but respect. I think he's probably the best striker in the UFC right now. The guy is smooth. I mean, he's on fire. He looks great. But my problem with Izzy is the weirdness is so much that I feel like it's working against him in some weird way. Like, I feel like I don't know if he's getting the right attention. Maybe I'm off by this, but something is off on Israel Adesanya. Then you got his boobie hanging down. Did you ever ask him about his titty?
I didn't have a chance to talk to him about that. He gave kind of a weird answer to Ariel in that interview where he said he thinks it might have been marijuana related. I don't know. I mean, I've smoked a lot of weed in my time and never did anything like that happen. So I have no idea. They should get a doctor on with Izzy during the interview, and then they can get to the bottom of that thing, because it was weird. It definitely was very weird.
I mean, I did find an article. I think I put it on the MMA-Holes website a while back when it was still like a big thing. And it is true. Like, marijuana can cause. It's very rare. It's extremely rare, but it has been known to happen.
Come on, Jesse. Izzy defeats God, according to this
I'm
one.
Just saying
Izzy
it's possible.
over everybody. Do you think Izzy beats Jon Jones if they were to tango?
I don't. I think Jones, just because Jones has such a bit, I mean, I have to double check the height and reach in that one, but Jones has such a good build for that division. I think that's part of the reason why he's so successful as well, because he's got such a long reach. So a lot of the guys can't get on the inside to beat him there. Adesanya is probably one of the best strikers he would have faced, but I mean, if you're asking me like early pick without any research, I tend to lean towards Jones, despite the fact that, you know, those last couple fights have been a little bit tougher for him, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would be great. I hope they could pull it together. But the path.
What's your pick for that fight?
I go Jon. Yeah, I go to Jon Jones. But but I've been picking. I picked Izzy the last 2 fights. I did pick him to win. I thought he was going to destroy Costa, and he did. But when it comes to Jon Jones, how do you pick against Jon Jones? Like, I know he's looked, you know, not so good in his last couple of fights. He's the type of fighter that fights up and down to his opponent, and that's the problem. Like, sometimes he doesn't have to put his whole A game into the effect there. Like, sometimes it is what it is. He just gets the win. When I watched the Reyes fight live, I thought that Reyes won. And then I went back and watched it again, and I was like, you know what? I think Jones won that fight. It was close. But I think Jones did enough to win that fight. He's the GOAT. And until the GOAT loses, until the judges or he gets knocked out or whatever, I'm picking Jon Jones until that's it. I can't pick.
Yeah.
I can't pick.
Well,
Izzy.
it'll be interesting if he goes to heavyweight, right? Because I do wonder, you know, the one type of fighter he hasn't fought in his career is like a really good like power puncher. Like, for example, he never fought Anthony Rumble Johnson, and I think that would be an interesting fight just because Johnson's got that like just insane knockout power, right? Like, there's guys that he's fought that like Glover has knockout power, Thiago Santos has knockout power, Anthony Smith has knockout power, but not the type of power that like an Anthony Johnson has. That's why, like, if he fought Ngannou, that's where things get interesting. Because can he take a Ngannou punch? I don't know. A lot of fighters can't, right? So
that's my problem. I think, and listen, Stipe is the GOAT of heavyweight. You know, like, he's the heavyweight guy. I think Jon beats him. I really do think Jon beats Stipe.
I do too.
When you look at Ngannou, that's a problem. I think that's a big problem.
It's funny that you think so, because I know, like, I don't know if you're a big fan of MMA math or not, but if you think about it, it's. You say that, you know, Ngannou could beat Jones and Jones could beat Stipe, but you don't think Ngannou can beat Stipe a second time. So
I don't give a fuck about that. What I'm thinking about is in the moment right now, right? Where we stand right now, Jon Jones beefing up, looking all like a beefcake, you know, lifting all the big weights, getting ready to fight heavyweight. I feel Stipe Miocic is great, but for some reason, I just think Jon beats him. I just look at the two of them like, yeah, John's going to win that fight. But when it comes to Francis Ngannou, and he's just running through people, even in the rematch with Stipe, I picked Stipe over Ngannou the first time. Yeah. I think I'm picking Ngannou over Stipe in the second time. It's a different Ngannou.
So am I, yeah. And part of it is age and just, you know, wear and tear, right? Like, he did take some damage against Cormier. He's getting older. Like, at some point, the wheels have got to fall off. And I think with Ngannou, like, he fixed some of the issues. I think if you saw the Ngannou that fought Stipe the first time, very, you know, from what people were saying, kind of overconfident, a little arrogant. He was with a different coach. Now that he's been in Vegas with Eric Nixon at Extreme Couture, we've seen a much more refined Francis Ngannou. And I think you've seen him make improvements since then. And I think if that's enough, if he can go out there and actually clip Stipe this time, like, he hit him before and Stipe, you know, stood tall, but I mean, how many of those can you take, especially a couple years later? That's where I think Ngannou could probably win the rematch.
There we go. Now we're live with James Lynch. James Lynch on Sports. Go give him a follow. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Follow him on YouTube, for God's sakes. Everyone go over there, give him a subscribe. Lynch, is it just James Lynch on YouTube? I know we follow you, but...
No, it's just, it's at Lynch on Sports, actually. If you go youtube.com/Lynch on Sports, it's there. I think YouTube, like, changed my actual thing. It says, like, James Lynch on there, but if you go Lynch on Sports, it'll still take you to the same spot.
All right, definitely go check him out. He's got some great content over there. I do want to discuss the fights this weekend. Max Holloway versus Calvin Kattar. Now, Calvin, 70... Let me see real quickly, but... We did a community poll over here, and I'm with the community poll, and everyone thinks there's some people that think I'm nuts, but we said Max Holloway or Calvin Kattar, and right now we have 78%. 78% of the community says that Max Holloway will defeat Calvin Kattar. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree. I think it's a close fight. I think, you know, just style-wise, you're putting Calvin Kattar as one of the best boxers in that division up against Max Holloway. It does get very interesting. What I look at are two things. Number one, I look at level of competition. I mean, Holloway's fought. You look at the killer's row of who he's fought. Volkanovski twice, Aldo twice, Edgar, Ortega. You actually have to go back to 2016, the last time Max Holloway was not in a title fight. I mean, think about that. That's 5 years. My math's not great. You understand what I'm getting at here, but in general, he's just fought nothing but killers. Kattar's fought some good fights too, but he's beating guys that, you know, he's supposed to beat, like a Stevens, like an Ige. Those are guys that he should beat. So I do think that Max is a little bit more proven in that regard, but at the same time, I think Kattar's, you know, shown to make a lot of improvements since losing to Zabit. And that Zabit fight, you know, if that had rounds 4 and 5, who knows how that fight would have gone, because Kattar was starting to find his rhythm in that third round. So this is my prediction for this fight. I think I don't think we're going to see a finish. Holloway's pretty damn durable. Kattar's pretty damn durable. I think if it goes 5 rounds, I think it goes the distance. I think Holloway takes a decision, but I think it's a little bit more clear-cut than, say, the last fight with Volkanovski. I know a lot of people felt Max won that one. I personally didn't have an issue with Volkanovski getting his hand raised, but I think Holloway will win sort of a close fight, but one that you'll all be like, yeah, Holloway won that type fight.
Jess, what do you think? I think you're leaning towards Kattar, right?
I'm leaning towards Kattar. I don't know. I feel that when it comes to Holloway, and I think I was one of the ones who was debating that win over, or that loss over Volkanovski, but I don't know. I feel like Holloway's gonna hit a slippery slope here pretty soon, and I think it's gonna happen with Kattar. I feel that like maybe his head's not in it, or there's just something that feels off with him, especially if you look at like most recent interviews and things like that. Or when he's live streaming, if you just watch if people ask him questions about fighting and stuff, he just doesn't seem as invested as he normally is. So I think we're going to see some kind of slope happen, and I really believe Kattar's going to be the one to do it. It's going to be the start of it, at least.
It's pretty funny. So now I'm going Max all day. I was in the shower, I was completely naked, and I was thinking about this. And usually when I'm naked, I get my picks right. And I'm like, yeah, Max Holloway's got this. I swung the shower curtains open. I'm like, Jesse, Max Holloway's going to win this fight. I was just convinced, right? We did the poll. They agreed. Max is the younger fighter. You know, like, even though he's got
that's what's crazy. A lot of people think it's the other way around. Kattar's 32. You're right. Holloway only 29.
Yeah, it's nuts. So now we've been following Calvin Kattar for a while. He coming from CES over there, and that's one of the good connections we made on the East Coast. They're great over there. The talent coming from
awesome. I interviewed a ton of their fighters back in the day that went through there and made it to the UFC or whatever, and just they got a really good PR guy that works for them too, Ed Cap, who's like the secret weapon in the industry. That guy's amazing. If you ever get a chance to work with him, so.
Yeah, they've been great to us, CES. So I have nothing but respect. Anything that they need, I'm there for. If we can fly back over onto the East Coast, I'm in. Like, I'm in with whatever they do over there. They do a great job. But so I'm thinking, okay, Max Holloway's going to get this win. Calvin Kattar's very good. You know, the guys, everyone knows he's a great boxer. Here's my problem. Jesse predicted this 2 fights ago before Gaethje and Tony Ferguson. She looks at everyone in the eyes, and she's like, he's not the same guy. There's something wrong with this guy. His head's not all there. And we're like, you're crazy. I'm like, Tony Ferguson's going to destroy Gaethje. Are you kidding me? Blah, blah, blah. And she was so on this. He's just not there. Now, Max Holloway in his last fight looked spectacular. I thought against Volkanovski, he was in great shape. Dude was a G in that fight. It looked fantastic. But now I'm a little worried because this one over here, Mystic Jesse, is starting to go with this whole Tony Ferguson thing with Max Holloway. I'm like, oh, shit, is she right? So what do we do here, James?
Well, I will say that, I mean, if you look at who's got the most pressure in this fight, it's Holloway for sure. If Holloway loses this, I mean, it might be the end of him at 145, right? Like, where does he go from here if he loses this? I mean, does he fight another featherweight? Even if he does, you know, Volkanovski's holding the belt. He's probably not going to get a fight anytime soon. He's got to pray that Brian Ortega potentially beats Volkanovski as well. So there's a lot of moving pieces that have to happen for Holloway to even get a title shot, even if he does win this fight. And then on top of that, like, you know, you got a guy in Kattar who, like I said, he loses the fight, just like the Zabit fight. He lost 1 fight. He wins 2 more. He's back in the saddle, and I think that the same thing could happen here. I think Kattar knows that, and that he's in the prime of his career right now, so he could turn things around pretty quickly here. But for Holloway, because he's lost twice now to the champ, you know, say what you want about that last fight, it's still a loss on his resume. The pressure's on, so he really has to win here. And if he doesn't, he might have to go to 55. And, you know, it didn't go so well for him at 55 when he fought Poirier, right? Like, that was a pretty one-sided fight, in my opinion. So we'll see. I think, you know, Jesse might be onto something here with Holloway, just because he has taken a lot of damage in his career. That is one thing that Calvin hasn't had. A lot of Calvin's wins are pretty clean.
Yeah, those are good points right there. We have a donation slipping in. This is from a But Why. Okay, let's see what But Why
Wonderful.
has to say.
WW hello James Lynch.
Oh, they're saying hello.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well, hello back.
Thank you, But Why. I appreciate that. So I'm looking at this card coming back, and It's great. This is a great fight night here. You got Carlos Condit versus Matt Brown. You have Ponzinibbio. He fought like 20 years ago.
So excited to see him back.
Versus Li Jiangli. And there's your boy Buckley fighting the vampire-looking guy, Did Chirico.
He does look like a vampire. Great,
yeah,
great
freaks me out. It looks like he just should fly around the screen, sprout some wings, and start biting
versus Cape, yeah.
And then you got Soriano versus Tudorovic. Okay, let's talk about the co-main event. Condit versus Brown. Okay, now I noticed the Junior Genie in the chat over here who has had Matt Brown on. He interviewed him very nicely. Matt Brown, a great guy. I think he looks like complete hot trash. I think he's done. To be honest, like I don't. That last fight was unwatchable. He beat the Vulture from Spider-Man. What's his name? I forgot his fucking name.
Oh,
Ben Saunders.
Yeah, the guy looks like the Vulture from Spider-Man. Ben Saunders. Yeah. It was just a terrible fight. I don't see how Condit loses this thing. I know Condit's long in the tooth and everything like that, but I don't see it. Help me out, James.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? First off, these guys were supposed to fight in 2013, so the fact we're finally getting this fight, all these years later, is kind of cool. And I love the fact that they put it in the co-main event. Two big names, for years that have been in the UFC. But yeah, it's an interesting one because Condit, I mean, I don't know what it is, but those last, prior to his last win, he didn't really look the same. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's all the wars he's been in or whatever, but he just hasn't looked on point. But his kryptonite in those fights, if you look at the losing streak he had, was all by submission. Matt Brown ain't taking this to the ground, right? Like, it's not going to be a submission win for Matt Brown. If anything, he's going to try and go take Condit's head off. The problem is Condit's very durable, never been knocked out in his career. I think the only TKO loss he's had was that knee injury against Woodley. So if Brown can't go out there and take care of business, then this is Condit's fight to lose, in my opinion. But saying that, I mean, Brown's he's 40, but he's still knocking. Like, he knocked out Diego Sanchez. I mean, I know it's Diego Sanchez, but still, Sanchez not getting knocked out by everyone. The fight after that, Ben Saunders, that was a good knockout win. Brown's actually, his last fight was against Beza. He got knocked out in that fight. So maybe Condit can do that. I don't know, but I think if you're looking at the two, you got to go with the younger guy, and Condit just a little bit younger. He's 36. I think he goes out there and probably wins a decision against Matt Brown, but you never know. I mean, maybe this could be the fight where Condit's chin finally gives out and Brown knocks him out, but I think Condit wins. I think overall he's the better fighter.
Yeah, thank you for correcting me. I forgot about that Baeza fight. How's your memory doing, James? Because mine is terrible.
Not bad.
Mine is horrible.
Yeah, it's okay when it comes to fight stuff, but then, there's other stuff I forget, maybe I'll forget to, my wife tells me to do something or whatever, I'll forget that. Like, there's certain areas where it lacks.
You guys magically forget when you're asked
sometimes
to do
I forget
something.
to pull out. You know how it is, James, right?
By the way, you guys are going to be parents soon. When's the due date again?
May 5th. Yeah, May 5th is
oh,
the
congrats.
due date.
That's awesome.
Now,
awesome.
How do we do this, James? I don't know what to do.
You just wing it. That's what I did. My son's turned out, he's 3 years old now. Somehow we've gotten him to, go to the bathroom and all that stuff. So you just wing it. You just do the best you can. You'll never be prepared. You just gotta do what you can. You gotta have patience, and you just gotta be organized. That's the big thing. Like, I'm a morning guy, so I get my son up in the morning, do his morning stuff. My wife handles everything at night. If he's screaming in the middle of the night, that's on my wife. I get to sleep. So that's how I worked it out.
There you go. That's good advice. James Lynch, at Lynch on Sports. Go check him out on every platform. Check him out on YouTube. He's got a great, a fantastic channel over there. I check out all your videos, and it's wonderful, wonderful. Whoa, Jesus.
Wonderful.
I'm hitting the wrong things over here. We have a donation coming in, and oh shit. Oh, fuck. We're dancing, James. Come on.
Come on, get loud,
shit.
MMA-Holes in the crowd.
Just get loud.
Come on, get loud,
Oh,
MMA-Holes in the crowd.
Get loud, friends. Get loud.
MMA-Holes in the crowd. MMA-Holes in the crowd. MMA-Holes in the crowd.
Wow, that was really D-Rest. This is D-Rest coming in. Let's see what he has.
Best of luck in all your MMA endeavors, Lynch. You're a good man.
Ooh.
Well, thank you. I
You're
appreciate
a good
that.
man.
Now, D-Rest, thank you for the donation, but I did notice beforehand you made some nasty comments about Lynch. Now it seems he's won you over.
Come around. That's good, though. I always, by the end of the show, you'll love me. That's usually how it works.
He said something about sharing stuff, and I don't know. This guy's he's a real two-faced son of a bitch. But
Maybe he needs to put it to rest.
There you go. Listen, Jess, do you have any news stories that you want to hit upon?
I have a lot. I always have news stories.
But what's something that sticks out? Because I know we're running out of time.
I got
here.
some news topics for you guys if you want me to throw you a curveball. I know this is your show, but what do you guys think of Dana White? You know that video he did about the media?
Yeah.
When he talked about how they were all saying they were shutting down the cards and everything. The video got deleted. Did you guys see that?
I did not know it got
Wait, hold
deleted.
on. Help. Wait. So he shut down. Wait, what was the video?
Here, I'll bring it up.
So he put
Did you not? Do you know which video I'm talking about? They did a video around, it was like, I think it was close to Christmas or after Christmas, where it was basically like, it was kind of like a Donald Trump style video. Yeah. Like going off on how they took all these media quotes and they talked about how they were all doubting Dana.
It was like them patting themselves on the back pretty much. And like,
I went on a whole fucking tirade about that. Yeah. Was that not the dumbest thing ever? Wait, so hold on.
But it's still available. Hold on. I know it's
I got lit on fire. I got lit on.
The tweet was deleted though, I think. The tweet that Dana put out, I believe, was gone now. It's not there anymore.
I bet the reason why is because he got so much backlash. No.
Because of me. I back Dana White 100% on everything that he does. I think he's a G. I think how he handled the coronavirus has been spectacular. The guy's God. The guy's the best promoter out there. Even if he says stupid shit or he throws his fighters in the bus, I don't care. He does the best job ever. But when it came to this one thing, I criticized him for it because honestly, you did the job. You dropped the mic. Why are you putting that video out there? So now that this video is gone, it's very fishy.
Everybody had a problem with it too. Like everybody and their even the media was going haywire on it.
Yeah, see, I led the revolt. I'm gonna take full credit for this. Okay. Anyway, so what do you think about this?
Well, I think it's interesting that it was taken down. I don't know whose decision that was. You noticed last week with Twitter, they've been censoring a lot of things. I don't know if that had anything to do with it in terms of, you saw Donald Trump get his Twitter booted and all that. So I don't know if that played a role or if maybe they had enough pressure where they're like, hey, you got to put this away. But my take on the video was this. Like, there's a lot of things you can criticize the media for, but that was like one of those things where they took a lot of stuff out of context. Like there was one, I forget which reporter it was, but if you watch the full clip, they were actually praising the UFC, but they were saying that like this is what people were saying. It was like a quote completely out of context. So you can't really do that. You can't pull the wool over everyone's eyes and say that all the media is bad. I mean, look, there's stuff you can complain the media about, but that's not one of them. Like, I think, I think when the pandemic hit, a lot of people were kind of like, what the hell is going to happen? I kept quiet on it. I was, because I didn't know enough. I'm not smart enough to say, I know all the safety protocols. I know how this is all going to go down. That's why I didn't say anything. There's a lot of media members who were very certain that, no, we can't do events. This is what is going to happen. And those people got a lot of backlash. And it's like, do you know what you're talking about? Like, you don't. So it's like, I can understand that, but the way they put that video together, it was a bad look because it really looked like it's like you said, they already hit the finish line. It's like they're going back and trying to spit water in everyone's face along the way, It's
so bizarre. It just seemed like they did everything perfect, and I love the way they handled. I love the way Dana White was out there. Is like basically you guys don't know what you're talking about. I'm the reason why you guys have jobs, like he was saying, and he's right. Like there would be none of us doing anything if there's no UFC. So I was rah-rahing him on, but the person that really made a big mistake was Luke Thomas. The way he handled this whole thing, the coronavirus in the beginning, he was such a pussy fart. It was the most ridiculous, and he got such backlash from it, and deservedly so. And then all of a sudden he tried to backtrack and try to pump the brakes and go the other route.
Just own it, man. I saw the same thing, and that's another reason where it's like, just say like, look, I was wrong. Whatever, because there was a lot of people out there being like, how dare they do this? And it's like, we don't know. We really don't know. And it's a complicated issue, right? Because like, what about the fighters? Are they going to get paid? Like everyone's like, well, the UFC should just pay everyone. It's like, well, that's not a good business. You need people to produce something to make a business work. You can't just have people sit on the couch and pay them, right? Like it's not as easy as snapping your fingers and making it happen. So it's a complicated issue. And I just felt like a lot of people chimed in that didn't know enough to chime in on,
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm 100% with you on that. Listen, I like you even more. When we agree, I like you even more, James. You're a good guy. What do you think about? Do you buy or stream pirated fights? How do you consume the UFC?
The pay-per-views I'll buy just because I can write it off for tax purposes. You guys should look into that too. I know you guys are full-time now, so that's something you could, I don't know how it works in the US, but in Canada I can write it off for my taxes. And then some other stuff like, maybe the odd time I'll find some ways around of watching stuff. I mean, Bellator, for example, I have to pirate it because you can't watch any of the content here. They don't have a streaming deal. And they say that, CBS Sportsnet, it's on like Eastlink, which is like a small provider in like Eastern Canada that no one has access to. Like 90% of Canadians can't watch Bellator right now, which sucks. So that's something where, Bellator, I'll tell you, I'm streaming your stuff because I want to watch it because it's my damn job and I can't watch it. So there you go.
That's a hot mess.
Yeah, Bellator's really been shitting the bed though. I mean, I know in other countries too, a lot of people have problems with Bellator.
That's crazy. Like, I didn't like the fact that they were showing the replay of the fights. Like, just show it live, no matter what time delay.
It is. Give me a fucking. It's 2021. Like, we're doing tape delayed content. Is this the 70s? Like, you got to wait till the next day to get the result. So, in the social media era, tape delayed content just does not work.
No.
I say don't even air it or just do some. I don't know. Just make it available. I know there's TV restraints and stuff, but like, hopefully that's the end of it. I think this is the year where they finally won't do that anymore because that was crazy. It was stupid.
We have a donation coming in. This is from Nicole. And
wonderful.
She has one eye.
Dana is a bitch. I said what I said. Sorry, not sorry. Good show tonight. I spaced out a bit, but overall good. Hope you enjoy for gifts. Let's have a good week. Wonderful, wonderful. Good job, James.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Very nice. That was very nice from Nicole. And ABC, by the way, this weekend, what do you think about that? The UFC on ABC.
You know what? I'm going to predict this right now. First off, great that they're hitting another audience. There will be an article after this weekend, some idiot going out there and saying that the UFC is barbaric. Guarantee that's going to happen because this is reaching a different audience. Like, you're going to be flipping through the channels if you're like a grandma or whoever on TV, and you're going to see the UFC and you're going to be like, my God, and then someone's going to complain. You know that's going to happen. But saying that, it's good because it's going to give them a different audience. People will point to the fact that the UFC was on network television with Fox right when they got the deal, but Fox has kind of always been that edgy like network out of the three networks, right? Yeah. The three big networks. So for them to be on ABC, it's a huge deal. I mean, it's a long time coming. And, the fact that the ESPN is owned by Disney, I'm surprised this didn't happen sooner. But, great time to do it at the beginning of 2021. I think it's going to bring in new fans. But then you're also going to get the idiots being like, I can't believe they fight each other and there's blood. Those types of people.
Yeah, that's inevitable, right? It's crazy. Everyone's got to complain about something.
And you just ignore those people. Like, you're not going to convince them otherwise. Like Ari Shaffir, he the comedian, I'm sure you're familiar with him. He tweets out a lot of ridiculous stuff. I love Ari. I think he's great. But he made a good point, and I kind of keep this with my content as well. But it goes with this example as well too. Like, there's going to be people, no matter what you do, are not going to like you. So why try and win them over? Just ignore it. That's the best method.
100%,
Just be yourself. That's it. The more true you are to how you feel and what you believe, the more people will buy into it, and you sink and die. I mean, it doesn't matter. People move on. They forget. You say something. If you have to apologize, you apologize, and you move on. That's it. It is what it is. Anyway, we are running out of time right now. This went extremely fast.
I know, didn't it? It's just like we're hanging out having beers. It's great.
We're gonna have to have you on again, James. This is a fantastic
anytime. Actually, we gotta. You guys live in Arizona. I'm not that far away from you in Vancouver, flight wise. As soon as they open up these borders, I love Arizona. Actually, my grandparents used to have a place in Mesa back in the day. I used to go there all the time. So Arizona near and dear to my heart. I know I'm talking like a blanket statement, but Arizona in general has been pretty good to me. So
that's great.
It is a beautiful place.
When things open up, that's it. And we'll dig up Kobe's body. We'll find him. We'll find him.
I'm telling you though, TJ Laramie might be our link here. The featherweight fighter out of Windsor, because he's from Windsor. He might know. I got to reach out to him and figure out what's going on, because I wondered that myself. Because I was like, I haven't seen anything from this guy. I just kind of like, when we had our falling out, I was just like, I'll leave it alone. But I haven't seen anything from him in probably a year and a half, right?
It's great.
Feels like maybe more than that.
The last couple of times I talked to him, he was in a bad place. I'm joking around about it.
He's not dead.
I'm telling you,
Stop it.
this guy was in a bad place. But I'm not gonna anyway.
Well, and he's older too. Like, I think he's like in his 40s, is he not? Because he's a lot older than I was, and that was a couple of years ago.
Listen, I'm an old man, James. James, I'm 43.
How old are you?
I'm 43.
Are you really?
What am I doing? Yeah,
Jeez.
what am I doing? I got
Are you having your vitamins here? I'm 36, and someone was surprised. Michael Chiesa couldn't believe I was 36 yesterday when I was interviewing him. He's like, "You look way younger." I was like, "I'll take it. It's like, if I can look younger, good on me." So.
Yeah, you don't look 36.
No.
I notice men though, they don't usually look their age. They normally look either significantly younger or significantly older. There's never
unless you do like the Luke Perry, like on The Simpsons, where you smile and you see all the wrinkles. I don't know if that'll show my age or not. So.
I got wrinkles in wrinkles. I got them all over here. Our chat's really disgusting too, so don't worry about it. We're all ugly fucks. James, thank you so much for coming on. And is there anything you'd like to plug? Now's the time to do it.
No worries. First off, thanks for having me on. Love to come on again. I love doing shows like this where we can just shoot the shit, not make it so structured and all that, which is awesome. Your audience can get a hold of me on Twitter and Instagram at Lynch on Sports. Same thing with the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Lynch on Sports. I work for 12 different outlets. I do 4 different podcasts, but I always put all the content in playlists on my channel, so you'll never miss anything. If you go to the channel every day, you'll find new content. The pros picks. I do the podcast every week. I do the Q&A. I do a lot of different stuff, just trying to keep you guys entertained in this crazy time right now. But thanks so much for having me on, guys. Seriously, it was awesome.
It was a pleasure. Looking forward to linking up again.
Absolutely. Anytime. Wonderful, right?
All right. Wonderful. Thanks, James. All right, there is James Lynch. Oh, you know what we forgot to ask him about?
What?
His Skype name. I won't say it now. Next time we talk with him again. That we were going to just do a half hour with him, and it flowed, right?
Yeah, it was weird. It felt like 20 minutes just went by.
I think I'm in love, Jesse.
Well, I always feel that having people who do interviews for a living, having them as an interview is always great because they know what an interview needs. Yeah.
Very knowledgeable guy. And listen, please check him out on his social media on YouTube. He's got a great channel. He really does. He interviews the top tier MMA fighters out there. So go give him a follow. Let me know what the ones in the chat if you're following James Lynch. And if you are, say, hey, the MMA-Holes sent me, and they won't let me come back. We have a donation coming in over here, and I can't even believe we're at the Save the Show. This is crazy.
Wonderful, wonderful.
DVSV.
When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see a marching band. He said, son, when you grow up, would you be the savior of the broken, the beaten, and the damned? He said, will you defeat them, your demons, and all the non-believers, the plants?
It's a great song.
Wow. What is that song? I have no idea.
It's who sings that song, guys? Oh shoot.
In Sync?
Uh
I don't know. Backstreet Boys? Thank you guys for I see you guys
took
subscribe
me
to him.
into the city to see a marching band.
All right, so this is what we got. We literally have a gazillion news stories, and we can open up the phone lines. It's all up to you guys over here. We'll do a save the show. If you guys want to save the show, hit the dono. Here we go. The clock has begun.
Green Day.
We will read a story real quick, and if we get any saves, we'll add that much time. So like $5, 5 more minutes, $10, 10 more minutes. Love to get some phone calls. Got to say, James did a great job.
Yeah, it was a good interview. You know what it was? It was nice not having the pressure of like just having to ask him specific questions about an upcoming fight or anything like that, you know? Like just being able to chill and just talk.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I'd rather interview him than fighters, to be honest.
Yeah, that was cool. Maybe he
even
could
an
be our
interview.
third
So,
host.
a nice little chat. And we got to clear up the Kobe's Corner thing as well. All right. Oh, by the way, so this Theo Von guy, right? He interviews Dustin Poirier. Oh,
Yeah.
shit, I forgot to put the thumbnail on. All right, who cares? He interviews Dustin Poirier. Oh, shit, Ah! We got to save! We got to save! D-Rest! Oh my God, D-Rest! Wow! Scared the shit out of me.
Save the show, Kevin needs a job.
Thank you, D-Rest. You are wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful.
Add 7 minutes to the clock. 3 minutes. If you'd like to save the show, drop a donation. Supports the show. Helps us out tremendously. If you like it, knock us out with some donations. Thank you again. 7 minutes is wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
We got something else coming in over here, Jesse. Look out. Look out a second. Spin! Roberto! I spin when I win!
I spin when I win, spin when I win, spin when I win, spin when I win. Dinner tastes good, start to spin. Gas prices drop, let's spin. Perfect poop, stand up and spin. My pits don't stink, it's time to spin. Belt fell off, still spinning. Hand up, smile, spin, 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 spin. I'm dizzy.
Yes! I'm dizzy.
Save the show.
Drop the Hearns in the
32
chat.
minutes.
$25. Thank you, Roberto Hernandez. You're a wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful.
Thank you to everyone that donated tonight. All wonderful, wonderful. 2 minutes and 50 seconds left to save the show. We got, 32 minutes?
Hold on.
32 extra minutes.
Okay, I'm going to retweet something, and everyone has to go retweet it.
What? Why?
Because it's importante.
Importante. Hold on. I'm gonna put
Because
the
it was really
thumbnail.
nice, and it deserves a retweet.
It deserves a retweet. Something nice happened.
Okay, go to Twitter.
Yeah? Whoa.
I just retweeted it.
Okay, what are we doing on Twitter?
Go to
Oh,
Twitter.
shit. Oh, my God. What are
Oh,
we doing?
people are already retweeting.
What do we got on Twitter? What do we got? All right, I'll go there in a second. I'm just fixing this thumbnail. I forgot to put this thing up. I was too busy spanking the hog. Everyone say thank you to the donators. They are wonderful, wonderful. Keep the show operating. So everyone in the chat dropped a thank you. Let's go to Twitter. Here's James Lynch's Twitter, by the way, at Lynch on Sports.
Go to the MMA-Holes Twitter.
Okay. 1 minute, 48 seconds left. If you'd like to save the show. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, there we go. Yeah, James Lynch. Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Boobies, D-Rest!
Hey, I can see your underwear. Put your boobies in the air, flapping like I just don't care. Can I lick your pubic hair? Snap a picture, time to share. Took my meat vision impaired. Twisted mind, I need a prayer. Pervert cameraman, beware. Pervert cameraman, show them tits. Pervert cameraman, $10 tip. Pervert cameraman, Johnny Celeste. Pervert cameraman. Show them breasts. Boobies.
Drop the boobies in the chat.
Okay, 10 more.
All right, that puts us
Hell
at
yeah.
42 minutes.
42 more minutes. That's wonderful, wonderful.
All right,
Wonderful.
go retweet James Lynch's tweet. Because that
Okay.
was as a thank you for him coming on the show.
And he says, big thanks to Mystic Monster JBH for having me on the show tonight. These two are doing great work. Make sure you give them a follow. Yeah, give him a he's a really good dude, man. Really, we should have collaborated a long time ago. But Kobe screwed that up. had me hating on the guy.
Thanks, Kobe.
Like, I wish Kobe was still alive right now. I'd be like, dude, he's not a bad guy. Like, what the hell?
Well, I think Kobe is.
He used to call me up and be like, yo, James Lynch, don't even. I'm like, what? And he's cracking pills and crushing. All right, 10 seconds left. Will we get one more save or will we go 42 more minutes? I say we just rattle through the stories and take some phone calls. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
42 minutes on the clock, motherfucker.
Oh, shit. All right.
I'm just kidding.
Just add it, Joe B.
54 minutes.
Come on. Come on, Ronda. Yes. Come on, Ronda.
Ew, what are you doing? Get out of here.
Come on, Ronda. Hey. Come on, Ronda. Let's add it.
Save the show.
Okay. All right. What do we got? 59 minutes? 54 minutes. Okay. 54 minutes. Okay. All right. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to, you want to take phone calls and then finish with all the news? Or you want to rattle through the news and take phone calls? What would you like to do?
Let's do, okay, well, how about we do this? Because the news, it's good. Some of it's good stories, but it's not like extremely relevant to especially stuff that we have coming up. So I say take phone calls. And then if we run out of phone calls, we'll just do news until time's up. And then once time's up, we cut it off. If you really want to see news that bad, they can go to the website.
Or we can do a call news story, call news story.
No, because there's too many news stories. So, and they're not really that relevant stories tonight. So, like,
okay.
I say do calls. We'll fill up any extra time with some news, but we don't have to get through all the news tonight.
Okay. If you haven't subscribed to the show, give us a sub. We have 40,262 subscribers. Hit the like button, too, if you're having a fantastical, wonderful, wonderful time.
Wonderful.
We'll be right back. Take a quick break and open the phone lines, get to some more news. You know, maybe come on Ronda. I don't fucking know. Right?
Hello, you're live with the MMA-Holes. What's your name and what's on your mind?
What's up, Jesse and Chris? It's Drunk Savage.
No way!
Drunk Savage. What's up, Jesse and Chris? It's Drunk Savage.
I can't believe you're calling right now. Drunk Savage, what's on your mind?
Not much.
Wonderful, wonderful.
I have a respect for everybody in the chat.
MMA-Holes.
Vlad's one of them. Kevin from Chicago. AMH, I mean the knitter.
I'm just enjoying this.
I can hear you.
Hi, this is Theo.
We have Sean Hart.
Hey, Theo. What's up, man?
What's up, Pulse?
Oh, it's Justin Jr.
Fuck you, Clone.
Gaia Lord.
RX.
Mark Rowe, Heavy Mike Rowe, D-Russ, Sean Man, Vigo, Big Bob, Basically Dragon White, Nick C, Vigo South, Country Dunk, Shannon Stewart, Rohelia, Benjamin, CC 2.0, Peter Phillies,
Jeremiah. Hey, Lee W. Michael Angelo. MMA-Holes. Man, what a wonderful, wonderful community.
Wonderful.
Oh, I feel it. I feel good. I feel sexy. I feel swole. Let's hit later slap this.
I like biting your shoulder.
I know. I had to go to the bathroom and wipe your face off my shoulder, too.
What?
Nah, that's all right. I still love you, Jesse. You're the best.
I spit on you.
Yeah.
I spit on you. Hit the like button. 98 likes is unacceptable. We have 135 people watching, for God's sakes. Hit that like button. If you missed James Lynch was on the show, Jesse forgot to turn the light off in the bathroom. Our electric bill is so hot. It's so hot, Jesse.
I'll turn it off in a
We
second.
got a new room over here. If you notice, Conor McGregor likes to dazzle us with his moves in the background. And yeah, we're in the middle of the desert. This is the new MMA-Holes Hour studio. We have 75 members, by the way, which is wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Okay. Alrighty, let's set up the phone lines. We'll start the clock and get popping. I am very excited about Fight Buddies. Extremely excited about Fight Buddies coming back Saturday. We have a Pick'em League, themmaholes.com. We should ask James to jump into the Pick'em League.
Oh, dang it, Moss. Oh, we'll send him a message send him a DM after the show.
Yeah, we got to get him in there. See, yes. Please take me out of the song, Brother Opoof. What is he talking about? Was he big timing us now? Like, he's like, oh my God. Alrighty.
Stop it.
Wait, hold on. He's not in the song.
I don't know.
Wait. Connor?
No, I think
right?
I think he goes, it's Justin Jr.
Is he in the song?
I think so.
Is he?
Yeah, I think so.
Hi, it's me. And I want to be out of this. All right. Let's open the phone lines. Let's do that, right? Let's do that.
516-522-0267. No, we have not opened up the gifts yet. We'll do that at the end of the show.
Thank you so much, Nicole, and everyone that sent gifts.
Unknown caller, you're live with the MMA Holes. What's your name and what's on your mind?
All right, I got in first.
Hell yeah.
What's up?
Not much. What's going on, y'all?
Hey, man, we're wonderful, wonderful over here.
Wonderful, wonderful.
How you doing?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Nice.
Congratulations on scoring the Jane Lynch interview. She's one of my favorite comedic actresses.
Wait, hold on a second.
Oh,
it's not Jane.
Pulse.
It's James Lynch.
Oh, James Lynch. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, okay.
Oh, God.
Come on, Pulse. You know better than that.
Yeah. That was a great interview. You guys did a great job.
Thank you, Pulse. That's really nice of you, man.
Try so hard.
It's really nice. You're a nice guy, Pulse. Did anyone ever tell you you're a nice guy?
Not enough.
Yeah, you're nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
I didn't get y'all's immediate reaction, so I'm not gonna take long. I just wanted to know what is your thoughts on the events that happened Wednesday in DC.
I say there was too many white people there, not enough black people. Honestly, where the hell were the black people? There were honkies, like brother and sister fuckers, humping the wall and jumping over. Where were your people, Pulse?
We were at home watching on television.
Just laughing. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, it was pretty stupid. We'll leave it at that. It was fucking ridiculous.
Did you happen to see the unedited video of that chick catching one in the throat?
No, I didn't.
I saw it.
Are you have anything about like MMA or something that you like to chat about?
Yeah, okay. So yeah, I got pains me to say it, but I got the Leprechaun winning by knockout.
Wow.
It's a good pick.
You're going Conor.
It's a good pick.
Wow.
Yep.
Smart man.
So should be a good one.
So does that mean he's gonna lose? Should be a good one. Why? Because you picked Conor, it's gonna be a good one. Is that what you're saying?
It should be a good card overall. Got Buckley coming back. He's fighting that Italian dude, the Kiriko or whatever. That should be a good one. It should be a banger.
That's this weekend. Yeah. You combine him cards.
Oh yeah, I'm tripping. Okay.
That's all right.
Yeah, and then I got Holloway. Getting back on the winning track.
Okay.
Against Kattar. And look out for new videos coming from me soon.
You better get that. Pulse, you gonna go live at all?
Yeah, what the heck?
Yeah, sure. As soon as I get my subs up.
You listen. We might have something for you since you're a fantastical moderator.
We might have an opportunity.
Yeah.
For the Pulse.
But yeah, it's only for like basically live streaming. So
and you have to be consistent live streaming.
Yeah, if you're going to be a live streamer that's going to do something regular, we might have something that might be able to help boost your channel a little bit. Okay?
Hey, I'm with that. I like opportunities.
Put it together, man. Put that live streaming channel together and we'll talk.
Done. You guys have a great one.
All right,
you too, Pulse.
That's Pulse. We like to
love
give
Pulse.
yeah.
He's been
It's affirmative action.
he's
what
been
we're doing.
quite the character throughout the whole time he's been here. How many years has he been here now? He's been
around for a while. Yeah, he's a good dude, man. At first we got into a bumpy start.
You got into a bumpy start with Foles. I loved him the whole
like
time.
him in the beginning, but now I like the guy. He gives us chocolate.
219, you're live with the MMA-Holes. What's your name? What's on your mind?
Hey,
it's MJ.
What's up,
MJ.
MJ?
Yo, I hear you slinging some dick.
Thank you so much for that advice line. I literally got a Tinder. Do you see my profile pic, Moss?
No. Wait, is it on you? Where is it? No, where are you?
Oh, it's right there.
It's an artist formerly known as Kevin Lee, by the way, for
It's right
all
there.
those in the chat.
Okay.
Dude, JBH's advice line with the Tinder, I got a girlfriend in like 2 days.
No way.
That's her kissing me.
What?
Yes way. Yes way.
That's
Really?
awesome, dude.
Thank you so much, Jesse.
Okay.
JBH.
I'm the
Soon to be JBM.
I'm the
You are
relationships
wonderful.
the relationship whisperer.
What?
I'm the relationship whisperer. I put people together.
All right, this is giving me a headache. You have anything else?
Yeah, you're all relationship whisperer. Yes, you definitely are.
All right,
And
thank
you are wonderful.
All right, come on. We
He was telling me how wonderful I am. How dare you? I wanted to hear how wonderful I am.
yeah, you are wonderful. I agree.
But you wouldn't let me hear it.
I agree. You are wonderful, and the fact that you got him laid.
You don't tell me enough, so I need to hear it from MJ.
Okay. 516-522-0267. You are wonderful. Absolutely. We all know that.
Heck?
That's why we tune in.
The heck,
But
Mom.
Jesus Christ. Get to the point. All right. 516-522. There we go. It's back open. Sorry, I lost. But yeah, Jesse gave great, wonderful advice on the previous stream, Fugo Friday.
Yeah, it was wonderful. Best advice I've ever given.
We should take.
I could have just put two soulmates together, Ma.
We gotta take phone calls when if we get James back on again.
Yeah?
Take some phone calls with him. Could
That
you
would get
imagine?
so
My
weird.
asshole's bleeding, James. My asshole.
516-522-0267. Call in. Keep calling until you get in, because other people are gonna steal the lines from you.
I'm gonna put this up here, nice and big, so people know what the number is. Put it right up there.
Unknown caller, you're live with the MMA-Holes. What's your name? What's on your mind?
What's up, guys? It's Justin Jr.
I can't wait until your balls drop,
Justin
man.
Jr.?
When you get that bass in your voice and you're like, "Hey, man, I'm
He
just."
has some bass in his
No,
voice.
when he hits the what age is puberty?
Well, like
It's right
13.
around the corner,
It's
right?
like 12, 13.
Dude, you're gonna have the deepest fucking badass voice ever. You know that, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
What do you think?
Like I said, I don't really hear my voice, so it's just the way I talk. Maybe it's the phone a little.
Yeah.
But man, I wanted to talk about this upcoming card. I mean, I've seen a lot of people that have been sleeping on Matt Brown, and I know back in first of all, this matchup, it would have been great, a few years ago. It's still great now, but it would have been better a few years ago. But man, people have been sleeping on Matt Brown. Apparently you guys forgot Carlos Condit's takedown defense, man. And look, I hate to bring every single fighter into the phone call, but Mark Coleman, he told me the game plan will be for Matt Brown to take Carlos Condit down, and even if Matt Brown can have Carlos Condit up against the fence or something like that, I'm not going to say it's a lock. I wouldn't say anyone to bet on this, but there is quite some value in Brown. I'm taking Brown. I'm the 18% of Tapology, and
Yeah. No, I'm saying that's a pretty bold prediction over here. I mean, if you get this one right, I'll be very impressed, because I don't like Brown at all in this fight, Justin. I don't like him at all.
Yeah. I mean, I just think he wrestles Condit, and man, I mean, I've been seeing pictures with him on Instagram with Mickey Gall. If you could pull up Mickey Gall's Instagram, I mean, he looks shredded. He looks jacked up. You could see the six-pack, but
Mickey Gall is a
man,
bum.
yeah,
He's
in
a
his
bum.
last fight against, excuse me.
Yeah, Mickey Gall's a bum.
Excuse him, Moss. Don't talk over him.
Wait, I'm trying to figure out. You're trying to say because he's training with Mickey Gall that he's going to win this fight?
No, I'm saying if you look up Mickey Gall's IG, you can see Matt Brown, how he looks like, and I mean, he looks pretty good, man.
Yeah,
Not
now I'm
gonna
really
lie.
picking. And now I'm really picking Carlos, man. I don't trust Mickey Gall. He's kind of sketch, You don't trust anyone from Jersey?
Well, I'm not saying he's going to win because he's trained with Mickey. It's just where I found a picture of Matt Brown. I'd like to see the fighter's shape, but yeah, that's one of my dogs' pick. I also wanted to talk about this chick, La Pantera, Jocelyn Edwards. Man, you know, I'd never really trust debuting fighters, but man, I have a feeling this girl's going to be something, man.
Hold on a second. Who are you talking about?
Jocelyn Edwards.
No, I want to hear him say it.
Oh.
Say it. Who are you? What's her name?
Jocelyn Edwards, La Pantera.
La Pantera. I like that, Jocelyn. You speak Spanish?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, muy bien.
No muy bien, pero un poco sí.
¿Dónde está la leche?
In the fridge.
Yeah, it's in the fridge.
Yeah.
Can't with you
French whatnot also.
Yeah. All right, tell me about Edwards.
Yeah, man. I mean, this chick's gonna be something. She's got good takedown defense, good submissions, but you know her hands, man. I have a feeling, you know, a lot of people who don't like women fights are gonna like this chick. Excuse me.
Nothing.
I'm listening, Justin. I don't know what the hell's going on next to me.
In the boobies.
We just spoke Spanish, me and Justin.
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah.
Jesse's could actually speak Spanish, but
you guys sounded very, very good.
We sounded like we were born
fluent.
Yeah.
Yes.
We were born in the language. I'm sorry, Justin.
Yeah.
Back to your point.
I'm not fluent, but yeah, I can speak a little.
That's pretty good.
But yeah, I mean, for the people who don't like women fights, you know, you'll probably like this chick. She goes out there for the finish. You know, opening bell, she's swinging to get the knockout. I got Jocelyn decision again. You know, if she wins this fight, I think she's going to be something. And
yeah,
man, all I'm going to say.
Okay,
is,
hold on. Back up. I'm actually interested in this. So this Edwards chick, I have no idea about. So you're helping me out here, right? She's gotten, other than the LFA, I mean, I have never seen her fight. So you're saying that you've went back and you've watched some tapes of this girl?
I didn't know who she was a week ago, but yeah, I was watching some fights yesterday. You watched her last fight. I believe it was a knockout in under a minute or lethal body kick.
Interesting.
Yeah.
From Panama.
I mean, for people who think woman fights are boring, which, you know, more than, you know, most of them are. I mean, I think this Jocelyn girl is going to be kind of like Jillian, but, you know, striking way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you've also got Phil Haas.
Her Tapology picture looks like it's from that movie Get Out. You ever see the movie Get Out?
No, I think.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You ever see it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Get Out?
You're talking about the...
Or Us. Us, actually. I'm thinking Us. You ever see the movie Us?
No, I haven't. I haven't.
Yeah, Jess, you know the movie Us? Doesn't Jocelyn Edwards look like she's part of Us? You know, the people, they have the clones of themselves, but they're bad? Now, hold on, Justin. We got a donation.
Wonderful.
Hola, me llamo la Guantanamera.
All right, Justin, you know what that means?
Hi, my name is and Guantanamera.
Guantanamera. Sing it with me, Justin. Guantanamera. You know that song? All right, hold on.
No, I don't.
Wonderful.
Okay, we got Joe coming in with a donation.
Justin Jr. asks his dad, Dad, why does Mom like milk so much? Dad says, why do you ask? Because every time the milkman comes over, Mom is screaming more.
Is that true? I don't think that's true, right? That's not true.
Not true.
Okay. Thank God you're on the phone right now. All right, back to the points, Justin. What else you got about these fights?
Man, I mean, it's a great card overall. I'm actually taking Buckley decision. You've got the return of Santiago, and, you know, it's a 3-week card, so I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be great, man. And, you know, about the Irwin situation, did you guys have a story on his sister speaking out about the situation?
They said that what I have is them saying that, you know, he needed some serious help and they forgave him and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Well, hold on, Justin. I want to hear your thoughts.
Wonderful.
But DRS is coming in.
The phone call song has Justin with an 11-year-old voice cursing Chrome out, and he thinks a poor fool can take his soundbite out. That's so funny. I get a mention by Jessie, but it's real quick as she's reeling off names. I think it's a great honor.
Yeah, what do you think? So why do you want your name out of the song? Oh, hold on a second.
Wonderful.
Ian bets the under.
As much as I like to simp for Justin, I think Carlos has momentum, and in a fight of veterans that have gotten the shit kicked out of them for the last couple of years, I'm taking the guy coming off of the win, and that is Conor.
Okay, but what you got to realize, Ian, and I'll get to the Chrome situation. You guys hear me good?
Yeah, I hear.
Okay, I'll get to the Chrome situation, but, you got to realize is, what's that guy's name? McGee. McGee was playing Carlos's game. He didn't take Carlos down. He didn't wrestle like we expected him to. He went strike for strike with Carlos and actually made it pretty competitive, where I thought he won a round. Matt Brown, I know he won't do that. I know he's in great shape. And Carlos has some of the worst takedown defense in the UFC. Sure, Matt's been submitted a number of times, but his last submission win, I was only a few months old, so I'm not saying Matt Brown's a lock or something, but he's one of my dog picks.
The Matt Brown spinning elbow, Diego Sanchez, one of the craziest knockouts. That was a beautiful knockout, and then after that, was about it.
It wasn't a spinning elbow. It was just an elbow.
Oh, just an elbow. That's right. Up against the fence, and he collapsed.
Yeah.
Caught
the body kick, I believe. Or
yes.
something.
Thank you for correcting me. We need Justin on the phone throughout every show because honestly, my memory, as you see with the James Lynch thing, is
You have early onset dementia.
I think I have autism. No, I think I have what's it called? Asperger's. No, Alzheimer's.
No. Oh, Alzheimer's.
I have it all. I have all that. Justin, what do you think about James Lynch coming on? He's your buddy, right?
Yeah, he's a cool guy. It was a great interview.
Thank you, Justin. That means a lot. That means a lot coming from you. Anything else?
It was a good interview.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Yeah, but man, it was crazy how Kelly Rivera. That's the only one I follow on Instagram. It was crazy how quick she forgave Irwin in the situation, man. A mix of CT, a mix of mental health issues. That was the deal with them. But yeah, it's crazy, man. It's a crazy situation. I know that wasn't Irwin who killed him. It's the mental health issues were taking him over.
You sort of freak me out, kid. Every time I hear or see anything, you have something about like serial killers and fascinations with death. What is going on here?
Talk to me.
I'm not going to get into it too much.
You have personal experience with this? You've like I'm not good. Don't say any names or any relatives or anything like that. But do you have personal experience where something bad has happened?
Nope.
Okay. Have you killed anybody?
No,
Yeah.
It's just dark topics, so I'll leave it out.
No, I want to hear this. So what's going on here? You got like intrusive thoughts or something?
No, I don't.
Okay. So why is it dark?
Well, what do you mean? Killing people, you don't think that's dark or something.
Oh, yeah. I think it is, but you have an interesting fascination with it. I mean, listen, it might be something completely harmless, but I think there's a little bit more. I think you're a little crazy, to be honest.
Yeah, I say differently. I just think it's an interesting topic. Fascinating, like you said earlier,
Do you talk to your parents about this? About like topics that interest you when it comes to like disturbing stuff happening? Do you ever talk to the folks?
Not really, but they know I watch a lot of the prison documentaries, whatnot, and
mm-hmm. Do they ever ask you like
this Ted Bundy film? My brother showed me it a few years ago. I forgot most of the Ted Bundy film.
Okay, listen. I gotta step in here. I feel like you're my son. I have this weird thing with you, Justin, where I feel like I'm your dad. I'm your Caucasian father. Like if you had a white father, it'd be me, right? And I'm probably not as cool as your parents, but I have to say this. I'm a little worried about your fascination with this stuff here. I think it's interesting as an adult, but as a kid, I'm trying to figure out where is this fascination coming from. Do you ever like go into school and have these thoughts like about, hey, I got to go home and watch the Ted Bundy documentary?
It's not. No, I think you're getting on the wrong foot with this one.
Okay.
See, that's what I said.
I hope so.
I said that Moss was just overthinking. Like when I was a kid, I was interested in weird shit like that too. Like it was just normal to me. So I don't think there's anything wrong with it, to be honest.
Have you ever had the thought of killing an animal
Well, if I did, I wouldn't say it on air. Obviously, that's kind of dumb. But no, I've never had.
Okay, well, let's say, for instance, your friend. Have you ever had a friend that had an interest in perhaps killing a sweet animal for no reason?
No.
Okay, all right, you're safe then. All right, watch the documentaries. Anything else?
Yeah, no, nothing else. Appreciate you guys letting me. I know this was one of my longer calls, about 13 minutes, but yeah, finally the UFC's back. Appreciate it. You guys have a good one.
You too, Justin. Thank you.
Before you open the line again,
He's timing the calls.
Nicole wants to know if we can open her gifts real quick
Oh, hell yeah.
because she has to leave.
Let's open the gifts real quick, and thank you so much, Justin.
We're gonna
Listen.
do it like super fast, Nicole, okay? Because we gotta get the calls. Actually, if you want to pause the clock real quick, we can.
Yeah, I'll stop the clock. Whoa! Stop the clock. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this. I like Justin a lot. I really do. I support everything he does when it comes to his content and everything like that. I'm a fan.
Okay, so there's 3 things here from Nicole. All right, I'm gonna open them super fast.
Justin Dahmer. Well, I try to get the animal thing out of him because that's usually the first sign, right?
Guys, it's totally normal.
We got to find out if Justin kills animals.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Do you have a box cutter?
I was kind of up in the air with Lee versus Ponzi. I watched a video of Lee fall on his face after getting backpack high and to sleep, and I can't have any confidence towards him now.
Okay, so I am 100% with you, Roberto. Lee is a guy that I always get fired up when he fights. I love watching this dude fight from China. The guy's a freaking savage. He's nuts. But his last fight did make me nervous. I am all in on Ponzinibbio. I don't care if he hasn't fought in like 7 years. Ponzinibbio is on some crazy run, and he's basically unbeatable. So until Ponzi loses, I'm not picking against Ponzinibbio. I want Lee to win. I like Lee a lot as a fighter, but I think Ponzi gets the dub.
Moss.
Okay, hold on a sec.
You have to see this. Take that shirt.
Yeah.
It's a shirt. Take it.
Take the shirt.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I think that one's for you.
Okay. This is from Nicole.
Yeah.
Okay. If you'd like to send us something, we have an
This is
address down
great.
below.
Oh, this is great, Nicole.
Nice material.
Look at this.
Okay. Mr. Moss. Look at that. Oh, shit. Look at that. That's freaking wonderful, wonderful.
It's so freaking cute.
Wow.
Oh, look at it.
Well, that's very nice.
They even got Ellie in it.
It's really nice. Thank you. Wow.
I'm wearing it. We should wear this on the next show, Moss.
Thank
What
you,
do you
Nicole.
say?
Thank you so much. That was really nice of you. I'll wear. We could wear this on Fuko Friday. maybe.
Oh, or on the Saturday card or something. All right,
That's
there's
really
one
nice
more.
of
One more from Nicole.
Wow. Look at that, Nicole.
She even got Ellie in it.
How'd you know Ellie was in there?
Oh, no way.
Okay, let's see what we got.
So cute. It says Chris, Jesse,
Oh, that's cool.
and Ellie.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
Cute. This is going right up on the wall.
Yeah, 100%.
You know,
that's really nice.
Which wall? We have a wall with a whole bunch of pictures. I think this would
It's
be
called the
perfect.
bathroom.
No, I'm not putting this in the bathroom.
No, that's the wall with all the pictures. We're not putting it. Oh, you mean the one
No, the one
downstairs?
in the living room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll go in the living room for sure. That's cool.
Or like on the fireplace or something.
Let me see how she did. She did a glue gun.
Yeah.
Very nice.
There's like little Scrabble letters.
That's really cool. That's a cool idea. I never seen anything like that. Check that out. It's pretty.
I like
Look at these
that.
talented fooks. That's really cool. Thank you, Aunt Nicole, coming in. All right. Oh shit, she left her fingerprints on here, Jesse. So I'm going to hunt her down and
Okay, we'll
and
put
send Justin
dust
after.
and tape.
That's really cool. Thank you so much, Nicole, for that. You might as well open up the rest.
It's
and
so
I'll start the clock
cute.
again.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, we got some more stuff. Let's just open it up, and then we'll open the phone lines as well. We got some stories too if the phone lines dries up.
Okay, this one I accidentally opened because I thought it was something I ordered, but I realized it wasn't. So I don't know who it's from, but someone got us breast pump, a rechargeable breast pump for nursing. I don't know who got it for us,
Okay,
but
I'll tell you
whoever
what.
it was, thank you so much.
I'll tell you what. If whoever loses Fuko Friday has to pump themselves on air.
No, that's not.
I'll hook that shit up right to my hairy tit. Thank you, whoever got that. Thank you. By the way, yeah, we have down on the description down below. We have a registry. You know, if you'd like to, I don't know. I mean, you guys went crazy with that. If anyone wants to give anything to the little baby that's on its way or her way, feel free.
Says it's from Uncle. It looks like it says Shep.
I think that is Shep.
Or Uncle Shop.
It's got to be
But
Shep.
I think that's Shep,
Yeah.
right? I'm pretty sure this is Uncle Shep.
Uncle Shep. I think that's Uncle Shep. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
We have a wrapped gift. Uh-oh. A luxury gift for Moss from Santa. Oh, these are Christmas presents.
Oh, that's for me. All right, let me open this up quickly, so you guys don't fall asleep.
Ellie got little booties.
Okay, here we go. And thank you guys for sending stuff through to the address. That's actually really cool. All right, let's see. Christmas. It's like Christmas all over again. You have that knife?
I didn't use a knife. I used my hands. I'm strong.
Use your strong hands. Okay. Well.
Do you need help?
I need nails. I shouldn't have cut my nails. This is quality content right now.
Whoa!
All right, I gotta get a knife. You got nails?
Whoa!
What's that?
Are these silver coins?
This is to Ellie. And yeah, it looks like, are these like $half or?
Those are so freaking cool.
It sucks. I changed that.
Put them in the nursery.
I changed the camera so now you can't see it. So it doesn't like zoom in.
Okay, this is JBH.
But anyway, that's a cool coin. Whatever the hell that is, that's for Ellie. That's really cool. Oh shit, that's
I just got a Fight Island t-shirt.
I like that. I'm gonna steal that.
I'm wearing this.
I'm gonna slip into it.
I'm gonna wear this on every Fight Island card.
That's
every
cool.
Fight Island card, I'm wearing this.
That's a cool shirt, man. That's a badass shirt.
What?
Is that a UFC shirt?
Yeah.
I'm jealous, man. That's nice.
Wait, there's something else. Hold on. This one's for you, so I think you got one too.
That's fucking cool, man.
Okay, this is
that's
for
really
you.
cool. You guys see this? Yeah, I totally rock that thing. That's fucking sick.
All right.
Oh, another one.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yo, Shep, you're a G, man. I don't know. Is Shep, are you in the chat?
This is freaking awesome.
I don't know if Shep's in it. Uncle Shep, you in the chat?
Super necessary. And if you don't know, now you know.
No, these are some good fucking gifts, man.
Oh, it's great.
Oh, a nice UFC shirt, a little badass UFC. And on the back, it says, discipline, honor, respect, and strength on the back. Look at that. Oh, that's pretty badass.
That's freaking awesome.
Look at that. That's fucking cool, man.
You have to open up your box.
It's just like Cobra Kai type shit you got going on here. By the way, Cobra Kai is ass. We blasted through it.
By the way.
Sucks, huh?
Just so Shep knows, Saturday night, I'm wearing the shirt.
Yeah, I don't know if Shep's in the chat, but thank you, man.
Boss, that was not hard to open.
I got it started for you. That's really cool. What did you get?
Fuck?
Let me see. All right, it's called Dicks. No. Oh shit. It looks like a dick along. Oh fuck. Okay, so it's a
it's a bag of dicks. You gotta
Okay. So I'm gonna keep my drink cold with my dick. Okay, it doesn't fit on that.
Oh, and you got a personal note, but you have to go to a website to get it.
All right. Sounds like
eat
I'll
a bag of
dicks. All right, it doesn't fit on this, but yeah, thank you. And I got a bag of dicks. Bag of dicks.
A bag of pee.
Thank you for the bag of dicks. That's quite wonderful. Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
What a thoughtful gift.
It says pull out.
Pull out, Jesse. Get it?
It says you just received a bag of dicks, much better than a sack of pricks. Not for nothing, but someone you know just sent you dicks. And it says pull out.
Okay.
Okay. Press me.
Okay, hold on. It must make a noise.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Is that Shep singing? Okay, thank you.
I can't do it.
Wonderful.
Robert Stack voice on the crime shows the best, especially the Amado Carrillo episode. Law enforcement were beginning to understand a mysterious Mexican drug lord. Smiley face.
Thank you, Roberto.
I don't know.
You gotta shut that guy up.
It doesn't turn off.
Wonderful.
Justin is just scary smart, so I'm not shocked that he would be into things like that. The subject matter is so complex and interesting that it usually attracts intellects like him. Or Gassy.
Thank you. Thank you. And you don't believe that Justin's capable of doing it. I'm sorry, while that was happening, the Bag of Dick song wouldn't stop. How did you stop it?
I just pulled the little wire.
Jesus Christ. You had to it literally doesn't stop.
Oh, God.
Wonderful.
Ian bets the under.
I'm thinking of doing a bit of fight calling for this Fight Island stint. Do you guys have any recommendations?
Yes, I would say whatever you do, make sure you call the right fights. No, yeah, just go for it.
Just relax and just enjoy the fights. People like watching people who enjoy fights.
That's it.
You don't do anything special. If you start trying to do something like crazy, then people are going to see it as a facade, and it's not going to be fun.
Have fun. That's all you got to do is have fun. Don't expect anything from it. Just have fun. And if you keep having fun and do it over and over again, it eventually can pick up and be wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, I had to disarm it. Pull one of the wires.
Wonderful, wonderful.
DVSV fluid.
I just watched an anime called Brand New Animal and now I want to fuck a raccoon. I am definitely in need of Ifk's return to help me suppress my disgusting furry fantasies.
All right, I'm going to start the clock. Thank you for the donations.
DVSV.
516.
Disgusting furry fantasies.
Okay, I don't know what's happening. Thank you so much for the gifts, guys. That was the bag of dicks, really.
Yeah, Moss got thrown off by the bag of dicks, it seems.
It was just singing in the background. I'm like,
You just received a bag of dicks. Better than a sack of pricks.
It's true. You're not wrong.
Oh, God. 516-522-0267. Go ahead and call in.
There you go.
Oh, Lord.
Wow.
That was a funny gift.
That was very, very thoughtful of everybody. Very, very thoughtful.
219, you're live with the MMA-Holes. What's your name? What's on your mind?
Yo, what's up? This is Eric. How's it going, guys?
Wonderful, wonderful. What's going on with you, Eric?
Wonderful.
Same old shit, but I just wanted to see what you guys thought about the whole Michael Chandler situation.
Mm-hmm. What situation? Just him fighting for a
contender
spot?
With the whole, he couldn't, he couldn't drop weight again and didn't want to go with Ferguson and that whole situation. Now he's got to fight Hooker, and how you think he's going to fare against Hooker.
I mean, I can't speak for Moss, but in my opinion, I don't know. I've voiced this multiple times before. I like the idea of Michael Chandler, transitioning over to the UFC. I do not appreciate the idea that he was given like a really good fight, and the way that he handled it when he turned it down was kind of disgusting, to be honest, because he really has no position high up in the rankings for this division, and he's literally being handed a silver platter here by the UFC, and I feel like it's a little privileged, if you ask me. But listen, good for him. Whatever he's going to do, I just hope he handles it right, because I already have a bad taste in my mouth for the guy. So
he's got his hands full with Hooker. 100%. Hooker's no walk in the park for this guy. Yeah. Like this is a very tough opponent for Michael Chandler. So it's not like, hey, you're not getting Tony Ferguson. Here's a layup in Hooker. No, Hooker's going to come in and bang. So it's a good scrap.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a good fight. I got Hooker winning, but I just think that the whole Chandler thing, he made a lot of people turned off by him when he did that.
Okay.
Another fight too that I was wondering how you guys thought of is the Joanne Calderwood versus Jessica Ai.
JoJo she's got a chip on her shoulder. She's looking to come in here and take her head off. We'll see.
Yeah, I guess Jessica Ai apparently had some gallbladder removed or something like that. So she's saying that she's going to be like a whole different version of herself. But you hear that all the time. So
yeah, I just don't like Jessica Ai's face. You ever have that problem?
Yeah, I completely understand that.
Yeah, she's got that puss face, just like that constant. It's not even a resting bitch face. It's just that face. She's just got the face,
Agree. And then only other thing I wanted to say is I also agree with the dude earlier that Matt Brown is going to beat Carlos Condit. I agree with that statement.
Oh, okay. So why do you think that?
Just Carlos Condit's been looking sloppy on his last couple fights. They didn't look too great. It wasn't the old Carlos Condit like we were used to. And I don't know, he just doesn't look like he's fully in it like he used to be. And I think that with how Matt Brown's been pulling off all these upsets with people and stuff lately, I think that Matt Brown just seems like he's on a tear, and Carlos Condit's like too hit and miss, like another Kevin Lee, where you don't know if he's going to have a breakthrough performance or, just look terrible.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's interesting. It's an interesting take. I mean, listen, I'm looking at the lines here. Minus 160 for Carlos, and you got plus 135 from Matt Brown. It's close. It's close. It could be a coin flip. Both guys are way past their prime. I think in Carlos Condit's last fight, I thought like second round on, the man started turning back into his old self. Like he kind of started, like he shocked me against Barberena. You know, I mean Court McGee, excuse me, not Barberena, Court McGee. He shocked me in that fight on how he just kind of turned it around and like a switch flipped. I think he's going into this Matt Brown fight with that same momentum. Matt Brown's in trouble, man. 40 years old. I'm not feeling it. But who knows?
When he kind of like turned his shoulder, he kind of like does a little shoulder roll and he kind of turns a little sideways and gets back into his like old stance, how he used to fight.
Yeah.
I don't know if he kind of gets dirty boxing style, you know?
Sure, yeah.
And yeah, so I mean, I did see that in the last fight, kind of come back a little bit, flashes. But
yeah, and the way he took the interview afterwards.
It's going to be a good fight.
Yeah, it should be a good scrap, for sure. All right.
For sure. But anyways, last thing, just want to say congratulations on the baby, guys.
Thank you.
You guys doing a great job with your show. Keep it up.
Thank you, man.
That's nice of you.
That was very nice. Yeah, I don't see Brown winning this. I honestly, that last fight, Carlos Condit, I was like, wait, hold on a second. Like something happened. So that switch, someone hit the switch, and Carlos looked like a different guy. It looked like he was starting to dig back into his old ways. He's 36 years old, you know, but you got 40 years old Matt Brown. And I got to be honest, the last two fights with Matt Brown, even though he finished the Hawkman in Ben Saunders, that was a horrible fight. Horrible. Jesse, what's in that envelope over there?
It was a card we missed from Uncle Champ.
Champ?
I mean, not Uncle Champ.
Uncle Shep.
Uncle Shep.
Okay.
He said, hey, Moss and JBH, thanks for always being super entertaining, especially with all this nonsense going on this past year. Here's something for all three of you for Christmas. Sorry it's late. Been a hell of a week. Peace, guys. Merry Christmas. Moss, JBH, and Ellie. May this special time of year be filled with joy. Uncle Shep.
Oh. Thank you, Uncle Shep.
Wonderful.
You're wonderful. Thank you so much. That was very nice.
Thank you.
Why do we have such nice people following us?
MJ! MJ has become a member! Woohoo! Yeah, baby! MJ! Number 76 on our quest back to 100 plus members. Thank you, MJ. You are
wonderful.
Thank you, my friend.
516-522-0267. Call in. Let us know what you think about the fights coming up. UFC 257, Fight Island is coming up. And yeah, we're finally getting fights back after 4 weeks on hiatus. Crazy.
Exciting. I can't wait. This is a good fight night. Real good fight night.
281, you're live with the MMA-Holes. What's your name? What's on your mind?
Hey, what's going on? This is Manny C.
What's up, Manny C?
Not much. Oh, hold on. My pizza's here. I'll call you guys back on another day. All right.
Okay.
I shouldn't have called when he was expecting pizza. 516-522-0267.
Man, oh man. I can't wait for this card, man. I can't believe it's right here. Right here. We're going to be doing our Fight Buddies. First one of 2021 this Saturday. You got some fantastical stuff, but this is not the card over here. Oh, this is the card. Excuse me. Look at the fireworks here. Condit, Brown, Ponzinibbio, Lee. Buckley is back fighting the Vampire Man.
250, you're live with the MMA-Holes. What's your name? What's on your mind?
Hey, Chris. Hey, Jesse. It's Two Joints calling.
What's up, Two Joints?
Wow, we had a lot of Canada tonight.
Yeah, you did. You are getting a little bit of Canadian content there. I guess James is from Vancouver. It's only about 5.5, 6 hours from where I'm living, so
nice.
He seems like a pretty chill dude, man.
Yeah.
Are you covering the microphone on your phone? It sounds muffled for some reason.
Oh, can you hear me a little bit better now, Chris? I'm in a different hotel. I've moved like 3 times since this Corona thing fucking started, man. It's just getting stressful. You're trying to avoid this bullshit, man.
You moved 3 times?
Well, yeah, like, we're not looking for sympathy. I'm no fucking simp, but just like if anybody's safe in the chat and they've got family to stick around and wear your mask and, like, just take care of business, man. Like, I'll talk about some fighting in a minute or two, but it's stressful, man. Like, this is just bullshit. I still go and help out my mom once in a while, but aside from that, man, it's fucking trippy.
Man. So, I mean, so you're living out of a hotel right now?
I'm in my 3rd one, yeah. Ever since this Corona started, I was in 2 different motels, and I was in a tent for about 50 days, and then I got to another hotel, and it's just, I'm in a tourist town right now because where I actually live, there's nowhere to rent. So instead of being on the streets, I pay about $1,000 Canadian a month just to stay in a hotel, which is fine, but you know, it's still fucking stressful, right?
Holy
so
shit,
I'm not,
dude.
I didn't call to be a little bitch, but yeah, it's not all fun and games here. But I mean, and I've been a bit of an asshole to some people too on the,
yeah,
especially Justin. I apologize, you know, kind of thing. So I just get a little wired up, and I just got to remember he's a young kid and he's not mature like adult. So I just got to not be an asshole. So I'm just gonna apologize live on the air for that because I'm a real man. So
what's the plan? I mean, how are you gonna get out of these hotels? What are we trying to do here?
There's nowhere to go, Moss. There's nowhere to fucking go, man. Like, it's either this or I'm on the streets. Like, I mean, my mom's in this kind of a lockdown situation at her apartment. She's like in her late 70s, and the only way I can really see her is going to the fucking balcony. It's not even safe going in there anymore because it's just a lot of people over 65. Like, and that's what COVID loves, is these old fuckers that have people that have got older lungs, and then once they get in there, that's it. They're fucking dirt. They're dirt food. So, but,
wow. So your mom's in a home now?
Yeah, she's at home, man. She still goes out and does a few things, and she works a little bit. But I mean, as far as just you know, I still get there to do things for her. But I'm just glad I got to call in, man. So it's just kind of everything's hardcore here. But
yeah,
I could sure use a drink, but I haven't had a drink yet either. This is my 8th fucking New Year's and Christmas without a fucking drink or fucking booze. But thank God for weed, man.
Yeah, you stopped drinking, didn't you? Aren't you?
Yeah,
so
I'm on. This is my 8th fucking year, no booze, man. But I'm telling you, it's just,
congratulations,
you know,
man.
And I shouldn't be bitching about Corona, man, because all you guys in the States, you guys have got it way, way, way worse. But the deal is here, where I'm at, it's so small, but everybody from Canada comes here for sledding and all this other shit. So you look outside and it's all Alberta and fucking Quebec and shit, which is fine. People can do what they want, but it's just trippy, man.
Two Joints, listen, there's someone in the chat. I mean, if someone's actually offering to send you money, is there some way, like a PayPal or something, where you can get a little help? Maybe.
You know what, man? Maybe down the road, if something kind of peels out and stuff here. My only concern is, Moss, I kind of finished up some other dental work and some other shit here, and I'm not really self-isolating for 2 weeks, but I'm doing this on purpose, right? Like, I mean, I still got a place to live and stuff, but right now I'm just happy I got to call you guys, and I wanted to apologize to Justin too, because I was a fucking asshole. I wish I could read all the things that I said. So.
Two Joints, hit us up, contact us through the MMA-Holes.com if you could just... I
try Facebook and stuff too. I left you guys a bunch of super funny fucking messages on Facebook, but you guys never check.
Yeah, Facebook we don't.
Yeah, we never check.
Okay,
Facebook.
so I'm being a hypocrite, taking up a long call here and stuff, so I'm just going to pass this on to somebody else. And thanks a lot for answering, man. This means a lot. It's nice to actually talk to somebody. So.
Okay. Yeah, we'll hit you up. We'll shoot you a message, man. Just hang in there, all right?
Oh, of course, man. We're all good. When Drunk Savage, get the fuck back here, loser.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
bye.
Drunk thinks he's got it bad. You're fucking... Jeez, you're beating him.
Crazy.
Wow. Shit, he fucking left. Yeah, that's fucked up. Drunk Savage, take notes.
Yeah, if you guys send messages on Facebook and stuff, we don't read Facebook messages.
A lot of people are going through some shit, man. Listen, if we could just have a good time here and have you escape from all the craziness, like you hear stories like that, it really fucks you up. Yeah, we gotta get 2 Joints in the Discord. Yeah, we'll get them in there. That's the least we could do, for God's sakes. All right, let's take some more phone calls. 516-522-0267. Let's pick it up.
Spruce this up a little bit.
Fucking A, man.
Unknown caller, you're live with the MMA Holes. What's the name? What's on your mind?
Fuck yeah. What's up?
How you doing?
Pretty good. I gotta say, James Lynch, what a gem. One of the few MMA dudes in the game who's calls it down the middle. He's respectful, but he calls out the bullshit. The way he called out Luke Thomas, but he kept it respectful with all this politics shit and this talking down to people. James Lynch is honestly probably the best journalist in MMA.
Yeah, he's good.
Not saying much when you got guys like Luke Thomas and all the others, but he's definitely top notch. Something I got to touch on, and I want to get the chat's feedback. I've been hearing a lot of, why isn't this for the title? Conor McGregor should be fighting for the title. Strip Khabib. If anybody deserves it for the title, it's Conor. This entitlement. Conor McGregor, look at who someone like Charles Oliveira beat. Kevin Lee finished him. Tony Ferguson finished him. Just long win streak. Really active. And then Conor McGregor, who did he beat? Cowboy Cerrone. and all these fans are thinking he's entitled to a title shot. And it's the same thing with Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa did the same thing. Oh, if Izzy's moving up, there needs to be an interim title shot. Well, if there is an interim, you ain't in it. You just got destroyed in one of the most pathetic performances in UFC history. So all these dudes thinking they're entitled to title shots. Back of the line.
Now, do you not think that perhaps, I don't know, former double champ, 145, 155-pound weight class, coming off of a very dominating win, when he did lose, it was to the champion. I mean, there are some arguments that this should be for a title. I mean, and Dustin Poirier's looked pretty damn good, too. I don't see why you would be upset that they would throw a belt out there. If it's vacated, why not throw it up for grabs and let's get the party going?
A dominant win over Cowboy Cerrone. Cowboy Cerrone, this dude's drinking Budweiser and going snowmobiling. He's done. He's done fighting. He's just doing it for a paycheck now.
Okay, so why fight then? Why? I mean, if you're just discrediting his last fight, why even watch? Why even bother? Right? I mean, if it means nothing, if it means nothing, beating a legend, and maybe the legend is a little washed up, I'm not going to argue that. But why even bother fighting? Right? If it means absolutely jack shit.
Why even bother fighting? Who is even bothering fighting? What are you talking about? You talking about Conor McGregor fighting Cowboy Cerrone?
If it means nothing to beat a legend, and maybe he's on his last legs, say maybe he's having a little tough time with his with the downslope of his career. But at the same time, you have a guy in Conor McGregor who is a superstar, double champion. Okay, and you're saying that he doesn't deserve it. You don't think that Dustin Poirier? Look at his last fight. You don't think Dustin Poirier deserves a title shot to get back in there?
Yeah, it should be Dustin Poirier and Charles Oliveira. That's who it should be.
I'm sorry. How many championships does Charles Oliveira have? I must be mistaken.
Are we living in the past or are we living in the future? Because Conor McGregor hasn't won a meaningful fight in about 4 years.
What are we judging this off? You're judging this off of the past.
In fairness, you do go off the past when it's
like, what the
convenient
fuck
for
are you judging it off of? It's the past. That's Charles Oliveira. His past looked pretty good. Nice little win streak. Conor McGregor's past just happens to have 2 belts. Just so happens to win 2 belts.
Right now, the current win streak. We're talking about Dustin Poirier. He's coming off wins over Dan Hooker, Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje,
Hear me
Charles
out.
Oliveira, Kevin Lee, Tony Ferguson.
So
Conor McGregor's big win is against Cowboy Cerrone. Did you not see the difference there?
So if Conor
don't
McGregor is already fighting Dustin Poirier, this is already happening. This should be for a belt if Khabib is vacating. And then whoever wins defends against a Charles Oliveira, or if a Michael Chandler bounces up, Justin Gaethje bounces back or whatever, then you have him defend against one of those guys and everything's fine. What is the big deal of putting a vacated belt for Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor? I don't understand.
You know, I wouldn't be pissed off, but I'm talking about the people who think Conor's entitled to it.
Dustin's entitled to it too, though. Dustin, we're not forgetting about Dustin Poirier. Dustin's in the fight too.
Okay, I'm not talking about Dustin. I'm talking about Conor McGregor. It takes 2 to fight.
So Dustin Poirier should be punished? Dustin Poirier should be punished.
We're talking about McGregor here. You keep talking about Dustin. Yeah, Dustin deserves it. He's active. He's got like 11 fights in the past 2 years. Of course, Dustin deserves it. We're talking about Conor McGregor, who's got like 3 fights in the past 4 years. And his one big win is against Cowboy Cerrone.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
4 fights in a row. Come on.
Turn off your ham radio, you weirdo.
Okay, D-Rest wants you to turn off your ham radio.
You weirdo.
So, I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve it. Or, I mean, I wouldn't be mad. It's not like, oh my gosh. I'm talking about the people who think he does deserve it, or that he's entitled to it, that it's a travesty if he doesn't.
Yeah, hold on.
I just wanted everyone to know that I'm a bitch. I love men. I pee sitting down. I'm an incel. I'm a simp. I have no friends and a girl beat me up in a fight.
Oof.
My balls haven't dropped and I sound like I suck helium all day.
A girl beat you up in a fight, Kevin?
That's not you, is it?
It's Chrome with this juiced up monkey from Oklahoma, you bum.
Okay.
Let's see. So Conor McGregor, I'm not saying that it wouldn't be some travesty if he fought for the belt, but you can't deny that there's more deserving fighters. Someone like Charles Oliveira, you look at the win streak and look at who he's beaten, and then I remember you saying something, oh, it's business. So you think Conor McGregor deserves to fight for the title over someone like Charles Oliveira?
Yes, I do. Charles Oliveira pretty much gets the next shot, right? He's right there. He's ready to rock. So you're telling me Conor McGregor, who's been shelved for a long time, and the UFC was not putting anything together for Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor wanted to fight before the year is up. He had a chance to dance, and they wouldn't put it together for him. Okay? So now here he is in January to fight. You're telling me
he had the chance to fight Justin Gaethje.
shelve him.
He had the chance Justin. He could have fought Justin Gaethje.
Yeah.
Instead, Cowboy Cerrone took that fight.
Okay, and then Justin Gaethje gets destroyed by Khabib, like literally just embarrassed by Khabib, right? So
They
what's
both
your point?
won a round.
So what's
They
your
both
point?
won a round.
But what's your point? So they both lost to the champ, and Conor's coming off a win. So what the fuck are you talking about? It's ridiculous. If it doesn't make any sense.
Coming off a win.
Yeah.
Over who?
So you're saying Gaethje? Hold on a second. You're saying Gaethje deserves his title shot over Conor?
No, I said Charles Oliveira.
Okay.
That's who I said.
And then you're saying Conor should have fought Gaethje, but because he fought Cowboy Cerrone, he doesn't deserve a title shot. Is that what you're saying?
I said he hasn't been active, and his one big win over Cowboy Cerrone is not sufficient enough to make him a title contender.
So he
still
hasn't
has
been
work to
active.
do.
He hasn't been active. So let's just make him more inactive, right? Let's just have other people fight and just push Conor aside. I mean, he just won 2 belts. Like, no big deal, right? Makes no sense, dude.
He just won 2 belts. What are you talking about? That's fucking 4 or 5 years ago, dude.
I didn't
Are
say
you
he
serious?
I said he just won 2 belts, being sarcastic, like he only won 2 belts. That's what I'm saying.
5 years ago,
Oh my
dude. You
God.
can't just give title shots based on years.
How many
based
fucking
in the past?
What? Oh my God, dude, listen.
That was in 2016.
What
It's
are you?
2021.
So you're saying shelf Conor McGregor and fight Oliveira versus Poirier for the vacated belt? That's what you're saying?
I'm saying Conor has work to do to prove himself.
So you're saying don't even have a belt. Like the belt just vanishes. It's just Khabib saying to Dana White at this dinner, hey, listen, I don't want to fight anymore. So what is Dana White supposed to do? All right, let me shove your belt up my ass for a couple of months because Kevin from Chicago doesn't want Conor to fight for it. Is that what you want?
You know, in a just world, Conor would have to prove himself against the up-and-comers.
Oh, my God. All right. Anything else?
But this brings me to my second point.
Yeah.
Michael Chandler. People keep getting the idea that he turned down fights or something, or he was the last-minute replacement against Khabib and Gaethje. He went and took that fight, went and weighed in, made weight. And people saying he turned down Tony Ferguson. He never got offered the Tony Ferguson fight. That's a straight-up lie. People keep running with that narrative that he's turning down fights. And now he's fighting Dan Hooker, like a really dangerous fighter. He's got knockout wins over the #1 contender, Gilbert Burns. And you think he's getting some easy path to the title. You look at his wins against Eddie Alvarez, former UFC champion, Benson Henderson, former UFC champion. People don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Did he get any of those wins in the UFC, Kevin?
What?
Did he get any of those wins in the UFC?
No, because he's never fought the UFC.
Exactly. He never fought in the UFC. He never found himself in the rankings in the UFC. And it's not that... I understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to defend him, saying that he's not coming in privileged, but the way he handled it... Now, I understand he couldn't have made weight for the last-minute fight that he was offered, but he should have said that. What he said instead was he has his sights set on bigger things. And that is extremely privileged for a fighter who's never fought in the UFC before. Now, I get it. Bellator champion or Bellator, huge Bellator guy. Like, I get it. But for him to come into an organization, the biggest MMA organization that exists out there, and to come in acting like he fucking runs this shit and he's entitled to this fight and that fight, it looks extremely bad, and it makes it very difficult for fans to get on board with him.
When did he say he's entitled, or he's not none of that. He hasn't done any of that.
I never said that. Don't put words in my mouth. I never said that. I said that when he was offered the last-minute fight, instead of saying that he could have made weight or that he couldn't make weight, he said he had his sights set on bigger things. Go back to his tweets.
Okay, listen. He's fighting Hooker. Who's signing up to fight Dan Hooker? Dangerous guy like that. And he's thinking he's getting some easy road to the title. And just because he's never fought in the UFC, Eddie Alvarez was a Bellator fighter, came to the UFC, became the UFC champion, knocked out Rafael dos Anjos.
And when he came to the UFC, he fought Cowboy Cerrone and lost to him, right? He should have been shelved after he lost to Cowboy Cerrone, a terrible UFC fighter.
No, because he came back and worked his way up to a title shot.
Yeah.
That's what you do. When you lose, you come back and you work
So
your way up.
if you lose, you work your way up and this and that. But if you beat, a legend like Cowboy Cerrone, it means nothing, right? Makes total sense. Kevin, thank you for the call. Appreciate it.
You gave him way more time than he did.
522-0267. 10 more minutes left of the show. We did give him a long time. I mean, he got his point out there. I disagree. Now, the Chandler situation is a weird one. I'm kind of on Jesse's side and I'm on Kevin's side with the Chandler thing. I get both arguments there. I get it. Michael Chandler's
it wasn't even an argument. It's just facts. Like, if you don't believe it, just go to his fucking Twitter. Like, it's just facts.
I think he deserves a big fight. And Hooker's a big fight.
908, you're live with the MMA-Holes. What's the name? What's on your mind?
Hello?
Hello?
The hell?
So Dustin is going to destroy that leprechaun.
Okay.
Yeah, so shout out to all my boys from the hood, Rohan, Dave, and Maddie. They're the coolest kids I know.
Thank you. That was
All right.
great.
That was
shout out to Rohan.
very mature.
516-522-0267. The fuck?
He's probably like a 16-year-old kid.
You got a shout out to him.
Yeah.
Rohan's like, yo, fucking he said it.
What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, Crazy Jesse?
How you doing?
What the hell is this talk about Cowboy not being anything? What the fuck? I'd like to see Kevin get in the ring and fight him, in the cage and fight him. Fuck you, Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. If they throw a belt in this fight, it's ridiculous. And here's the thing: we don't even know if there's going to be. Probably not going to be a belt for this fight. Yet we're arguing about it. It's so insane.
Yeah. Conor deserves. Why not? Yeah, Alvarez probably get a shot. First of all, how could you say that Conor doesn't deserve a shot? I mean, come on, 2 belts. I mean, what? He's done nothing. He's done nothing in the.
I understand people.
Hello, he's taking time off.
I just listen. I get it. People hate the guy. I'd rather people call up and be like, I can't stand Conor McGregor, and I don't want to see him succeed in any way. I would have so much more respect for that than when they make this ridiculous logic and they're like, he doesn't deserve this. He doesn't. He deserves a hell of a lot more than majority of the fighters on this roster. If you think about it, the guy, what he's accomplished, no one can lick his boots. Like, it's kind of crazy, but the guy went off the deep end. So let's all go crazy about it. It's just nuts. It's nuts.
Yeah, it's just forget about him. Yeah.
That bum Cowboy Cerrone, right? Like he beat a bum. What are you talking about? Like, Cowboy, yeah, he hasn't looked good, but he's a fucking legend.
Yeah, he's not exactly a bum.
Yeah, he's a bum. He's a layup.
Look at his record. It's like, okay, I like to see anybody get in there in the cage with them.
Yeah. Well, they're all bums. Bum. Well, I tell you what.
You're saying he threw the fight too, Cowboy. No, he didn't throw the fight. Hey, I already said it once and I already said it before. He didn't throw the fight. It was an off night. He's already said it before. He has trouble with mental and stuff when he gets ready for a fight. We all know that. Mm-hmm. You're either on or you're off. And he happened to be really off that night. And Cowboy, but what did he show me, Mike? Cowboy 36-15. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. I don't know. My memory's not as good.
He's a bum, man. Just deal with it. Right?
He's a bum, though.
Yeah.
He'll be the only bum in the UFC Hall of Fame that didn't win a belt.
Yeah.
That's
well,
for sure.
Yeah. that kind of sucks.
Yeah. Okay.
MJ in the chat keeps on saying that we missed a donation. We didn't see anything come through. I don't know.
Yeah, I would have played if
we saw your badge member, and I don't see anything. I don't see anything that you did donate, so I apologize. I don't know what that's about, but yeah, nothing came up. No Nate Diaz donation, no. I did not see that. Anyway, back to Ann. You pumped up for the return of the UFC this weekend?
Yes. And it's on regular, it's going to be on ABC, you said?
Yeah. It looks like they're going to get the big stage. This is a big opportunity for the UFC.
Yeah, I'd say so. That's going to be different, that's for sure.
What do you think about the 78? Go ahead, Ann.
I say Max, of course. I like Kattar too, but I got to go with Max. And Condit and Matt Brown. You know, God, Matt Brown is just a man. When he goes, I mean, he's just like for all. I mean, he'll go for it. It's going to be a good fight. It's going to be close.
Yeah.
But God, my friend beat Condit though in grappling. I'm gonna go with Carl. Yeah, I'll go with Carlos Condit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Sorry, I'm gonna have to go with him.
You never know. I mean, like I feel pretty confident Carlos is gonna get the win, but who knows? I mean, these guys are they're up there. You know, so
yeah,
you never know.
They're up there. They've been around for a while. They have.
Yeah.
I wish it would have happened way back farther, but oh well.
Right.
When they were both younger.
That would have been nice. That would have been nice. But we got to deal with it now. We got to deal with it now. I'm looking forward to Ponzinibbio coming back.
I like Carl. I'm going to go for him. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to pick him.
Very nice. And thank you for your time. We appreciate your call. You are absolutely wonderful. You know that?
Wonderful.
And you guys are wonderful. Love you guys. Love you, MMA-Holes. Bye.
It's NH.
Love the NH.
516-522-0267. There's Ann's picks. The knitter. And defending Cowboys' honor. I don't want to stay too much. I mean, like, we're all arguing about this Conor McGregor thing. And
I think that's the same. No, you can try it, but I think it's the same. You might have to hang up. 917 live with the MMA-Holes. What's on your mind?
Hey, I'm calling in to talk about the main event. So Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier. How do you guys feel on Dustin Poirier going against McGregor? And do you think he has a chance in beating him at all?
Dustin beating Conor, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I honestly do. My whole problem with Dustin is not that he lost already. I'm fearful of his mind. I know he says he has his head together, and James Lynch, when he was on, pretty much said that he's a more stable guy than people realize. But I think as long as he can clear his head going into this fight, he's got the better cardio. He's got great stand-up. He's got jits. He's got all the tools to beat Conor McGregor. So I don't think it's impossible for Dustin to win. I just feel the Mac train is going to be rolling hard in 2021. So I'm favoring Conor, but I don't think it's impossible for Dustin to get the win.
Conor did in fact say that he will knock him out inside 60 seconds. So I was like wondering how Dustin's gonna, because it seemed like Dustin wasn't even talking trash or anything, kind of sucking up to Conor before the fight even started. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure if he like lost the mental warfare already. But I just real quick wanted to shout out my boys Jeremy and Rohan back home. Those are my boys.
all right. Do me a favor, every time you call, please
shout out Jeremy and Rohan.
Jeremy and Rohan, baby. That guy's
516-522-0267.
Jeremy and Rohan in the house. Jeremy and Rohan, baby. There you go. I want to see Jeremy and Rohan. I want to see you rocking some MMA-Hole shirts. We'll put it on the website. You'll be our mascots.
Yeah.
Oh
my God.
What the hell was that?
That was fucking weird.
What happened?
It felt like she just like clawed at me.
She's like, get me off the show now. Jesse's pregnant belly.
Anyways.
All right. So, this weekend, some big fights here. We got the fight night going on. I know a lot of people are talking about Conor and Dustin. Listen, we're going to be speaking about it ad nauseum next week. But this week we gotta talk about it, man. This main card is pretty crazy, man. And Joaquin Buckley hitting the main card. Ponzinibbio's return against a Lingji Liang, or however you say his name. The guy is great, man. I love watching this guy fight. This should be fireworks up here up top. We got Ian Bets the Under coming in.
Wonderful.
What's Ian have to say?
I think people don't like Conor getting these fights because he hasn't earned them, but Conor has already shown he can be champ if he is focused, and I think he is. I still think he'll get mauled by Oliveira, but you can't forget his championship skill.
Yeah, I mean, the argument's crazy, man. Thank you, Ian. And yes, Oliveira can maul him. Very easily maul him. It's very possible, and Dustin Poirier could beat the shit out of him. That's possible, too. It's not an impossibility. This is not the old Conor with the ponytail, going up there. I'm going to take everyone's head and dribble it off the canvas and all that stuff. It's a different Conor. We really don't know what to expect. All we see is pictures of him shirtless, in great shape, being a family man, trying to be this more respectful fighter. But now it's seeping out. The 60 seconds, the fight's going to be done. We're starting to hear a little bit from the Conor camp coming into next week. Let's see what Conor we get. Regardless, win or lose, he's back. So it's going to be interesting to see what side of Conor McGregor we're going to see. Is it going to be a better Conor? We'll find out. But Max Holloway versus Calvin Kattar is in the way. This fight coming up this Saturday, a fantastic main event. A fantastic way to start off and kick off the UFC in 2021. Absolutely
wonderful, wonderful.
If you missed James Lynch, he was on earlier in the stream, a full hour with James Lynch. Great stuff. So if you want to check out the James Lynch portion of the show, just run it back.
714, you're live with the MMA-Holes. What's your name? What's on your mind?
Yeah, this is DVSB.
What's up?
How you doing?
Okay, so I had this dream about Conor McGregor, and it's not a weird one, don't worry, but it was he won against Dustin Poirier, and they didn't announce that it was for the champion, and then they just did this surprise and new, and it was the most hype shit ever. And then I woke up and I was like, oh shit, it didn't happen. And I was just thinking that would be the best strategy to just hype shit up.
Well, here's the question, the real question. Were your pants wet after the stream?
Just a little.
Okay, then it's probably going to happen. Jess, what do you think?
Probably going to happen.
That's pretty badass, though, if you think about it. No matter who wins this fight, right? No belts on the line. These guys go in there to beat the shit out of each other, whether Dustin or Conor wins. All of a sudden, you see Dana White walking into the cage. Maybe he has his arms behind his back. You're like, what's Dana got there? What's Pink Face got?
Yeah.
And he's in there. He's just like, it's just me, no belts behind my back. And then all of a sudden, Bruce Buffer yells, no! And then Dana White whips it out and slaps it around the waist.
Well, I mean, it's definitely not going to happen.
All right, I'm trying to help you
Junkie
out.
even released an article today about how Dana White said it's not going to be for the belt, even if Khabib did give it up right now.
So Kevin from Chicago literally wasted, 20 minutes of our show?
Well, when does he not waste 20 minutes of the calls?
Okay, just want to make sure. Thank you, DVSV. Any last words?
Yeah, well, that article was the first thing I saw online when I woke up.
Yeah.
So I was extra disappointed this morning.
Yeah, it's a little bummer, but who cares, man? We're getting Conor, Dustin too. I'm fired up no matter what. We're getting a return of McGregor, so I'm looking forward to this fight. And if Dustin wins, what a story. What a story. All right, DVS, get out of here. That's it. That is the end of the show. We have another donation over here. MJ!
Come on, get loud, MMA-Holes in the crowd.
Dance in the chat.
Come on, get loud, MMA-Holes in the crowd.
Yeah!
MMA-Holes in the crowd. MMA-Holes in the crowd. MMA-Holes in the crowd.
MJ!
Hope Conor comes back with fury in January. Little did we know an Irish man would bring Americans together.
Who would have thought, right? Who would have thought? Oh, my goodness.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Thank you.
Who the fuck is that guy?
MJ got through. Thank you so much, MJ. And everyone that donated, thank you so much for supporting this show. Everyone that hit that like, thank you so much to you guys. JBH, what a night. Oh, I got some loving, guys. Like I said before, James Lynch was on earlier, the first hour of the show. So if you missed it, run back the replay. Let us know in the comment section what you thought about his appearance. Would you like more James Lynch in the future? Very good guy. Go give him a follow on his social. And we will be live again Wednesday night for TGIW. What a pleasure. Right?
Yes, sir. As always, guys.
Oh, but by the way, Jesse, what do you think about the background? What are the thoughts?
It's beautiful, Mas. I love our new room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like it?
I think it's out of all of our TGIW rooms, this might be the best one.
Well, fun fact, Jesse, it's the MMA-Holes hour.
The MMA-Holes hour. I got the days mixed up. All right. As always, guys, remember, like Mas said, we'll be live again.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Miguelito Mendoza says, how could you kiss that ass? My God, Miguelito.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you.
We'll be live again on Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time for TGIW. Be there or be queer. And as always, guys, don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA. Whoa, that was a bad link. Wait. Let me.
Wait, what the hell was that?
I was like.
Were you spazzing out?
Don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA hole.